guarantee.
Oh,
There's one point where she does that, where I am looking at something specifically every time. Every time.
All good. That's a nice touch that she does that.
It is.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Then there are times when we don't want to make eye contact.
And we welcome you inside Addition Financial Arena on the campus of UCF in Orlando, where the Bears are taking the floor for their pregame warm-ups in anticipation of today's pivotal Big 12 game against UCF. The Bears coming off of a tough loss on Thursday night to TCU to fall a half a game out of first place in Big 12 play. Can move back into first place all by themselves with actually a pretty simple series of events. Not even a series, it's two, and we'll talk about that as we go on today. Good afternoon, everyone. Pleased to have you with us. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I am Derek Smith, and Lori, today it is all about bouncing back. Thursday night was no doubt a disappointment to lose like that to TCU at Foster Pavilion in front of a great crowd, but you got to bounce back. Everything you want here in the regular season is right in front of you. But it's got to start today with a really good effort against UCF. Baylor, 21-5 overall, 10-3 in Big 12 play. UCF is 10-14, 2-11 in conference action.
Yeah, you really do just have to remain focused on again, what's ahead. And we've said that every single time that Baylor has come off a loss, but they have done really well in bouncing back after getting that L. And those are difficult. They're hard to overcome. But you wake up the next day and you feel a little bit better and you move forward. And the Baylor's goals are still right in front of them, and that is the most important thing right now. You just don't let a loss just hang over you for days on end. You just got to be ready today, and I think Baylor is against UCF.
Well, lest you be disheartened, here's all it will take for Baylor to be in first place when you go to bed tonight, assuming you go to bed before about 9 o'clock Central Time or so, give or take. Well, yesterday, Oklahoma State upset Texas Tech. So right now, Texas Tech is a half a game behind Baylor and TCU in the Big 12 standings. That means they are technically fourth right now. West Virginia remains half a game ahead of Baylor and TCU right now, but they play at TCU tonight at 7 o'clock. So here's how it goes. Baylor wins today here at UCF. TCU knocks off TCU, but not all of them, but Baylor would be at first place, I beg your pardon. Baylor and TCU would move past West Virginia for first place in the Big 12 Conference if TCU beats West Virginia and Baylor beats UCF. So it's pretty simple, Lori. You find yourself in a first-place tie at the end of the day if those two things happen, which if teams take care of business, Baylor against a team they are superior to, and TCU wins at home, that's where you are.
Yeah, there's only one thing you can control, right? If you don't get the W today in Orlando, the math, as simple as it is, just falls apart. So, they're in a great frame of mind. They had a good shoot around today, and I think this team is just rare to go.
This is Conecuh's Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh's Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. Their patented blend of seasonings, smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh's Sausage is always great on the grill. Perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh's Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked you tonight, and then Baylor and TCU would be tied for first place in the conference at the end of the day if those two things transpired. A couple of Bears are playing back in their home state. Kaylin Elms from the Miami area, but she has a lot of family in Orlando. And then Talia Scott. She is from the Jacksonville area. Both of them will have a number of family members in the stands today. Talia became just the 22nd player since 2000 to reach 1,000 points in 48 games or less. You take a look at among those who have got there, you go back a little bit. Sheila Lambert and Courtney Paris did that in the old days of the Big 12. And then how about more recently, Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins did that. That is pretty good company that she finds herself in, Lori. It
certainly is, and I found a really interesting note, too, in her about her high school career. She's always been a scorer, right? We know Talia is just elite in that area, but In high school, she scored 2,735 total points. She hit the 1,000-point mark in just her sophomore season, just like at Baylor. So she is on track to do some very special things here at Baylor, and she's not the only one either that is moving up the top 10 charts, and certainly will soon here at Baylor.
Well, Dariana Littlepage bugs someone else you'll keep your eye on today. She's the only player in the Big 12 averaging a double-double. She has played well in the 3 games in her career against UCF. She has a double-double in 2 of the 3, and the one game that she didn't get a double-double, she scored 24 points and 8 rebounds. So she likes playing against this team for whatever reason, and certainly Baylor will look to her today for continued, certainly leadership on the floor and beyond.
Yeah, Baylor is just a well-oiled machine when Dariana Littlepage Buggs is on the floor. You could tell against TCU when she went out in that first quarter, she was the one who scored 6 of 9 points for Baylor real quickly when they took that one lead. And Baylor just got a little bit, they just did not turn it to it. They just clogged up. The engine clogged up and just could not play very well offensively, get into that flow. So Buggs, certainly a very important part of this Baylor team.
You know, fans are wondering if she left the floor a couple of times. She is all right. She banged knees pretty hard going after a rebound against TCU, but she's okay, all well. Good. She is out there, and that is good. UCF is without their leading scorer, Leah Harmon. She's dealing with a knee injury, with a foot injury, I beg your pardon, and Baylor held her to just 1 of 6 shooting in the game in Waco. Bears are 1-0 already against UCF, defeating them 73-48 at Foster Pavilion back on January 21st. But that's in the past. What is ahead right now is an opportunity to pick up a road win and bounce back from a tough loss on Thursday night. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we will hear from Talia Scott a little bit later on, the thoughts of Bears head coach Nikki Collin on what the Bears women's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. No reputable company or government agency will ever ask you to pay them with gift cards, Bitcoin, or a person-to-person payment app. Scammers use these options because the money can't be traced. Just don't do it.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see
one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are at w.premier.care.
Let's go, Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack, because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends. Let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's
The go-to.
We welcome you back into the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off show. It is 12th-ranked Baylor at UCF today. 2 teams in different spots in the Big 12 standings. Baylor tied with TCU, a half a game out of first place. UCF just a game and a half out of last place in Big 12 play. But you can't take them lightly, and Baylor's not going to do that today against a team that they defeated in Waco 73-48. This is Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork. They're patented blend of seasonings and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Well, Talia Scott is just a tenth of a point away from being the second leading scorer in the Big 12. She had 22 points on Thursday to lead the way for the Bears against TCU. And she reached the 1,000-point mark for her career. It's fun for her to be playing back in her hometown. She had one of her 2 30-plus point games in a Baylor uniform here in Florida back in November when Baylor played Iowa and Davidson across town here in Orlando at the ESPN Wide World of Sports State Farm shootout in State Farm Showcase in that one, and now she is back here with her family in attendance. She's from near Jacksonville, just about 2 hours up the road, and she is really looking forward to playing in front of them today.
They've come to a couple games out in Florida too when we were at the Thanksgiving tournament. Just being able to see them in the stands whenever I'm playing, then go and hug them after the game. It just reminds me of back when I was younger in high school and stuff. And so it's just exciting and it's so meaningful, especially because they were able to come down and support. So
great to just have your family here with you and to watch the game today. But Baylor's bouncing back after a tough loss against TCU. So how does this team just refocus itself? You've been really good at being able to bounce back after losses.
Yeah, I think it's just going back and reevaluating, what we could have done better and what we did well, and then expanding on what we did well. I think we come into practice with a different mindset, especially after a loss, that we need to bounce back and we can't let it compile and we can't let it snowball into something that we don't want it to be. And so just coming back, refocusing, getting back right, watching film, coming into practice with the energy and intensity that we need to be able to win and bounce back.
And everybody knows, every defense is going after Talia Scott. How can we shut her down? So what kind of adjustments do you make, not only to be able to score against whatever a defense throws at you, but also just getting in the flow of the offense and finding your teammates as well?
Yeah, I think just getting my spots when I get them. I think my teammates do a great job of getting me the ball whenever I do become open, and I think they look for me. And so just being able to just get in the rhythm by getting open shots when I can, and it starts in transition, getting out in transition, running, rebounding, and that's how you get easy looks. But then also like working with Tony, how to come off screens better, how to get open when people are full denying and coming off ball screens, stuff like that. And so I feel like I've really expanded in these past couple games, being able to do that. But yeah, just trying to find my rhythm just when I get open and then using screens better.
Spring in Waco means one thing: Baylor baseball on Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark. From big home runs to big-time moments, this season is packed with must-see action. Season tickets are on sale now, giving you the best seats, the best value, and every unforgettable play all spring long. Don't just hear the crowd, be a part of it. Get your Baylor baseball season tickets today at BaylorBears.com/tickets.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Just baseball today.
The last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months, with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball.
Back here in Orlando, fans making their way into Addition Financial Arena. Last year, Baylor fans came close to matching Orlando UCF fans here, and may be the case today, although they do have better attendance this season. Seen an old friend here, Satia Messer, longtime assistant coach and a national champion with the Bears in 2019, and now she's the head coach here in Orlando. And Lori, we wish her well outside of today.
We do. I always love Coach Messer, and it was great to see her back home in Texas. And, I always look forward to the opportunity to always reconnect with people who have a special place in your heart, especially with Baylor women's basketball.
Baylor, number 12 in the nation, with a 21-5 record, 10-3 in Big 12 play, tied for second, a half game behind West Virginia. UCF is 10-14, 2-11 in Big 12 play. This is a team coming off of a 106-56 loss to West Virginia. They have lost 6 straight games, and the goal will be very much here, Lori, to keep that streak going and kind of keep UCF fading the way they are. And I expect Baylor to do that, but you really want to see the team play well today, yes, so that they carry some positive momentum into some really big games down the line.
It just builds and gets you ready for that next one. But for Baylor, they just got to play well today and execute well both ends of the floor and get yourself a win here in Orlando.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin right after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network. All right, Cameron, self-contained.
Exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit GreenEyeAssociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears on the road against UCF today, and it's time for a pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. Bears on the road today against the Knights, a team they beat January 21st, 73-48. And Coach Nikki, coming off the game against TCU on Thursday, I think externally it feels like a loss can sort of distract from all the things that are in front of this team. The goals you have in front of you are still very much right there for the taking. Certainly, that's something to remember externally. Is that something that's easy to remember and internalize inside the team as well?
Well, I just think that I think it was a lost opportunity, and I think we have to look at it as such, but it doesn't mean that our goals have changed and that our goals aren't still attainable. So I think at this point, after you don't sleep for 24 hours after that game, you still come back, and our first message in the locker room was, we feel this way, but we're still in first place. And so, we can still control our own destiny, and it starts with this game today against Central Florida and rebounding and playing well and playing personnel. And so, I think you have to move on. Like, this isn't fortunately we're not football where you spend a week, preparing for the next team and thinking about what you missed. We're right back at it, and we know that this stretch of 5 games in 12 days, we're going to have short memories and keep moving forward.
Well, you may have just touched on this, but with every team being different, are there areas after Thursday that have been especially areas of focus to improve upon, or is it really just kind of continue to do what you've done that's got you controlling your own destiny at this point?
Yeah, I think we're leaning into understanding that we need to be who we are, and really that's at both ends. And so I think
this is just another game to put that in motion. You know, this is a team to me that is about, we're always going to have to understand who our personnel is, our own personnel and our opponents. And so do we do a good job of high-low defense against this team? Do we do a good job of pushing in transition and attacking their fives and ball screens? And so it's really about, when it comes to this time of the year, it's about execution, and it's execution at both ends, and every team presents a little bit different challenge, but ultimately how you execute is the same. How you prepare to execute, what you're looking for might be different game to game because of what you are capable of exploiting. But they're going to have a size advantage at the 5, and we're going to have a quickness advantage in action, and so doing a good job of taking advantage of what we're good at.
I want to ask you, too, maybe it's a small thing, but Yuting Dunn's been quiet offensively as of late. She hit a couple of buckets there in the TCU game, a fadeaway, and was that a positive to take into this game? I mean, as we try to it'd be nice to have her get going again.
Yeah, I think we need her. I certainly feel like if I were to describe what she's gone through, it's that freshman wall because she didn't have a normal freshman year, and so this is her first full year of competition where the defenses get tougher, the scouting gets tougher, the physicality ramps up, the wear and tear on your body over a full season, but she just needs to see the ball go in the basket. I thought it was good to see her be aggressive, searching her shot, but a lot of times it comes down to, competing at the defensive end, rebounding, being physical enough, but we certainly need what she's capable of bringing from an offensive perspective off our bench.
It is Baylor and UCF today. We're visiting with Bears head coach Nikki Collin, and looking back at the win in Waco, 73-48 on January 21st against the Knights. Leah Harmon, who's not playing today, she's their leading scorer on the year, but you held her to a really tough shooting day. What else did you do well in that game, and where would you like to see the team improve upon that performance here on the road?
Yeah, I thought early offensively we did a good job of pushing tempo. We did a good job rolling behind them and finding rollers and slippers at the rim. I thought we bothered Harmon and their guards on the perimeter, so they really had to go big and play through their post game. I thought as the game went along, we did a better job, against the high-low. But I thought as the game went along, we played fast. We didn't let it bother us, and we played into space really well against their matchup.
All right, thanks very much. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. It is Baylor and UCF coming up today from Orlando. We'll take a timeout and come back with the tip straight ahead here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham.
who blocked her shot.
Way to go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
It is just about that time. We're a few minutes away from the tip-off here in Orlando. Baylor and UCF. Baylor number 12 in the nation. Coming off just their 5th loss of the year on Thursday, trying to get right back to it against the Knights. And Lori, that is one thing as we'll talk about here. Baylor has done well this year. They've lost 5 games, which obviously you don't want to lose any. It's more than you want, but they have bounced back from each of them. They have lost. The teams they've lost to have been good teams. They've not had a kind of dud of a game anywhere in terms of losing, which most other teams in the conference have. And for the Bears, that's what you want to avoid. More than that, you want to build positivity heading into some huge games.
Absolutely. And when you think about the pretty devastating losses that they have had, and I'm talking about a Big 12 play, the Big 12 opener against Texas Tech, lost that one at home, went to Stillwater, we're down by double digits with 11 and a half minutes left, and Baylor came back to win that game. I also look at that, that loss to West Virginia. That was a tough one, and Baylor had to continue on the road, and they played against an upstart Cincinnati team, but Baylor prevailed late in that game, 76-70, and I think that shows you the kind of character that this team has, that they're able to, quote Ted Lasso, be a goldfish and just forget about it and just move forward and play the next 40 minutes, and it's all about this game right now against UCF.
All right, if you're ready now, the starting lineups for today's game when it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics. Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. First for Baylor's opponent, the Knights of UCF. This is their play for K game, so they are in pink today. Baylor, of course, won its play for K game against Arizona State a little over a week ago. The lineup, as written out by head coach Satia Messer, looks like this. They are without their leading scorer, Leah Harmon, with a foot injury. Their second leading scorer, Kyle Ngodu, has missed the last 2 games, but she is back available today, however, not in the starting lineup. So the lineup looks like this. The forwards in the front court, Savannah Scott and Mahogany Chandler Roberts, they combine to average nearly 13 points and 9.5 rebounds per game. They have some heights. Chandler Roberts is 6'2", and Scott is 6'4". And then the guards, Crystal Eisen, Jacoria Bracey, and Summer Yancey. Yancey, the leading scorer in the starting lineup at 7 points per game. Yancey, a sophomore guard out of Kansas City. Jacoria Bracey, a transfer from Ole Miss, a 5th-year senior. She is averaging 6.5 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist per game. And then Crystal Eisen is in the starting lineup once again in the absence of Leah Harmon. She scored 10 points off the bench against the Bears in January. For the Bears in the white uniforms with green letters and numerals, gold trim, it's the same lineup we have seen. Jana Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott, the guards. Talia Scott, redshirt sophomore, reached the 1,000-point mark in her career on Thursday night. 20.5 points, 3 assists per game. Jana Van Geitenbeek, 8 points, 6.2 assists per game, 12th in the nation in distributing baskets to her teammates. And then the forwards, Bella Fauntleroy, Dariana Littlepage-Buggs, and Kirsten Johnson, all seniors. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs is averaging a double-double in her career against the Knights. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Baylor, Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. Well, Lori, Baylor has a good cheering section here. Some donors are on the trip. You've got Talia Scott's family, Kaylin Elm's family, both of them from Florida, but two familiar faces who are not here today are Jana Van Geitenbeek's parents, Tony and Carol Van Geitenbeek, but they have a very good reason. Their son Carter, who was recently promoted to sergeant in the U.S. Army, is coming home from Korea today. He's arriving at Fort Carson, and they are going to be there to greet him. So a very good reason. We are
totally understand.
Great family, certainly proud of Jana, but also of her brother Carson for his service to this country. And he is coming home, and you can understand why that would usurp this today. But hopefully Jana plays well in his absence, and I'm sure she is going to be more than ready to call or FaceTime after a Baylor win and celebrate his arrival.
Yeah, Jana over the past 3 games is in double-figure scoring, averaging 15 points. And then the last 3 games also 15 assists and only 2 turnovers. So she is definitely in a zone.
UCF wins the tip, and we are underway. Yancey has the basketball as the Knights begin on offense. Buggs is picking up their guard defensively, and she swings it across the floor to Bracey. Now here's Mahogany Roberts unloading a long 2 from the top of the key. Loose along the baseline on the rebound, and it's touched last by the Knights, so it's going to go back Baylor's way. The Bears get a stop on the game's first possession. And now here they get their first look at the basket. Van Geitenbeek hands it off to Scott. Now KJ back to Jana, moving to the middle of the floor. Jana swings it to Talia Scott, right elbow, pops a jumper and buries it.
She is the best I have seen at just being able to position her body and shoot it. It seems almost before she even sees the goal. She's just that good of a scorer.
Van Geitenbeek guarding Bracey, who picks up her dribble, spins it outside to Mahogany Roberts. Missed a long 2 earlier, drives baseline here and is cut off. Extra pass around the horn for UCF, who's denied a look at a 3. But they go inside to Savannah Scott, who had 8 points against the Bears in Waco, and she finishes in close. She eats up some space in the paint, and she ties the game at 2. Here is Jana Van Geitenbeek handing it off to Scott. Now KJ gives it back to Jana. Moves to the middle of the floor. Just over a minute gone here in Orlando. Score tied at 2. Talia Scott finds Buggs along the baseline. Jumper is good. About 5 feet outside the lane. She knocks it down from the left side, and Baylor is up 4-2.
Well, she always plays well against UCF, as you were mentioning in the pregame show, and just those jumpers are so high percentage right now for little Paige Buggs. And Talia Scott with the assist.
Buggs is averaging as Chandler Mahogany Roberts drives inside and misses. Rebound tip to Talia Scott. Here come the Bears up by a score, 4-2. We'll give you that number here on Buggs against them in just a moment. Talia Scott sees a lane, cut off, spins it outside to Van Geitenbeek. Just about 2 minutes gone in this one. Baylor with the ball up 4-2. Jana lobs it down low to KJ, who has to reach out to grab the pass and then misses the reverse layup. Now here is Bracey galloping into the front court, penetrating the arc and then sending it back outside. Now Mahogany Roberts, one dribble, takes the feed into the lane and gets the roll on the jumper off the dribble to tie the game at 4. Dariana Littlepage Buggs averaging 18 points and 12.3 rebounds per game against UCF in her career. Talia Scott is 2 for 2. Free throw line jumper, hanging and knocking it down.
Welcome back to Florida. Very comfortable playing here.
6-4, Baylor with the lead. UCF with the basketball. It is Mahogany Chandler Roberts trying to feed Bracey on a cut to the basket, but lobbing it overhead and out of bounds. That's a turnover, giving it to the Bears. That's the first turnover of the afternoon. Here's Van Geitenbeek around a KJ screen. Gives it off to KJ, who hands it to Talia Scott. Can't clear the jumper. Knifes inside. Slips it down low to Buggs. Kick out to Bella. Wide open 3 from the right side is too strong. There's an offensive rebound by Buggs. Now Van Geitenbeek takes the feed. Angles inside. Kicks it back out to Buggs. 7 minutes to play first quarter. Baylor up 6-4. 9 seconds to shoot for the Bears. Jana unloads a 3 and leaves it short. And Scott collects the rebound. Outlet ahead, pass to Bracey. Jacoria Bracey feeds it across now to Yancey. Yancey has it high on the left sideline. Buggs out there picking her up defensively. Bracey with the right hand dribble, tries to slip it inside to Scott. The Bears cut in front of it. Here come the Bears off the steal. Jana lobs it ahead to KJ, who's fouled on her way to the bucket. That's on the floor, so the Bears will play it in. Bracey with the first foul of the game for either team. And Jana Van Geitenbeek will play it in from the baseline. Van Geitenbeek plays it into Bella Fauntleroy, who hands it right back to Jana. Pushes a pass to a cutting Talia Scott. Zings it back outside, left wing to Bella. Bella on the drive, gets inside, forces up a shot, count it, and put her on the line. Muscles it up and in, and she's got a chance at a three-point play.
You know, Bella thought for a minute about shooting the three, and that got her UCF defender to take a step towards her. She goes down really strong to the rim from the left side and gets the and one opportunity.
Jacoria Bracey with the foul. That's her second, and she's going to be replaced in the lineup by Samari Bankhead, who checks in. 2 fouls for Bracey, and Bankhead, a 6-foot freshman guard from Los Angeles, enters the ball game. As Bella Fauntleroy, who's been outstanding at the free throw line this year, 86%, looks to complete the three-point play. Dribble, and the shot is up, and it is good, and Baylor is up 9-4 here early in this one, 6:20 to play first quarter. Chandler Roberts across midcourt for the Knights, and gives it back to Yancey. Yancey is running the offense for the most part, finds Ison right side, now up to Mahogany Chandler Roberts, pushes it outside to Bankhead, nearly knocked away by Jana Van Geitenbeek, but they get it back, feed Ison outside, who splashes in a three. Ison just a 27% three-point shooter, but the Bears answer quickly. Outlet ahead to KJ. She lays it in and has a chance at a three-point play.
Boy, she got taken out along the baseline as well. She sat down and hard and got up a little gingerly, but will head to the free throw line. You know, but regardless, to be able to take that contact, to be able to score through that, I think KJ was most appreciative that one went in after missing the one earlier.
73% free throw shooter after Ison hit that three. KJ rim ran hard, and Jana found her with the outlet pass. Free throw is no good. Here comes UCF with the board. Jana Van Geitenbeek with 3 assists early on Baylor's 5 made field goals. Talia Scott has an assist as well. Yancey drives inside and misses the runner in close. Another rebound. Here come the Bears. 5.5 to play first quarter. Talia Scott taking it hard to the hoop. Count the runner and put her on the line. Talia Scott attacking the bucket, and she pulled up with the contact, floated and banked it in.
That is 3 straight opportunities for Baylor to convert from the conventional three-pointer. KJ just missed her opportunity a moment ago. We'll see if Talia can bookend these three-point plays, and she does.
That foul on Savannah Scott. It is her first and already the team's 4th, so Baylor will be shooting the penalty for the final 5.5 minutes of the first quarter. Up 14-7. UCF with the basketball. Yancey feeds it over to Bankhead, high right side, up top to Savannah Scott. Tries to lob it down low into the post. It's intercepted by Talia Scott. Feeds it ahead to KJ, driving inside and lays it in. And a timeout is called by Satia Messer, and we will take it as well. But KJ rim running hard, and she's been rewarded with 2 buckets.
Had to make those. You know, we were watching a film yesterday, and there was one of those that they showed, and we saw KJ put her face in her hands because she knew she was going to miss it, but she got a real rebound and put it back in there. But 2 hard rim runs, that's what she's so good at, and it has 4 points and is 49 points away from 1,000 in her career. And boy, are we cheering on KJ to be able to get to that milestone eventually.
Bears are on a 7-0 run in just 39 seconds, prompting the UCF timeout. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank. Proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Baylor 16, UCF 7, 5:15 to play first quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, as we come back, we heard one of the spots from our season presenting sponsor, Central National Bank. Enjoyed that article in the Waco Trib yesterday, where Zach Smith highlighted the oral history, if you will, of the Central National Bank spots with Coach Nikki and now with Janabella and Bugs, and enjoyed reading that, checking that out, not the least of which the reason was my wife was quoted in that, but a great team at Central National Bank, and we appreciate their support of Baylor women's basketball. And here, Roy, it's a good start for the Bears. A 7-0 run over the last 39 seconds. They forced misses and turnovers and ran hard to the rim. It's as simple as that. And they've been able to get easy buckets here because of the fact that they have run hard to the rim. And, of course, the Bears have the passers to find them.
Yeah, and the one thing that we knew about Kirsten Johnson coming in to play her final season at Baylor was because she could take off and run rim to rim, and boy, we have seen her speed, and you have that opportunity to get going, and you've got that advantage, and the thing that just makes it so positive now, and I hope KJ feels good as she's sitting on the bench and getting a breather after running so much up and down the floor, is that she finished, and that she finished through contact, and she made some difficult shots, and she's got to feel good about that and have a real opportunity in this game. Now it's up to Kyla Abraham, who also is a great rim runner and has an opportunity to do the same.
Jana and KJ get a breather. Markayla Johnson and Kyla Abraham are in for the Bears. UCF has the ball out of the timeout. Baylor is up 16-7. Bears with some backcourt pressure now as UCF into the front court. It's Yancey spinning it over to Chandler Roberts. Chandler Roberts bounces up top to Scott beyond her range. One dribble and finds a cutting Bracey. Middle of the floor. She tries to feed Bankhead in the corner. Does a nice job to save the pass and the possession. Now with 7 seconds to shoot, they kick it into the corner to Mahogany Roberts. Mahogany Chandler Roberts drives inside. Misses the left-hand scoop in close. Rebound by the Bears, and here they come the other way. 4:43 to play, first quarter.
Took that rebound away from Bugs.
Bella misses the three out of the left corner short, and Chandler Roberts has the rebound. They're going to push it in the corner to Eisen, who had a three a moment ago. Eisen left corner, angles to the lane. Nearly walked with it, she did. She just kind of lost her footing and couldn't get rid of it before getting rid of it. And she couldn't get rid of it before falling to the floor, I beg your pardon. And that gives it back to the Bears. Well, Bracey is out, and in for the first time is Kiana Cox. 4:20 to play, first quarter. Here's Talia Scott, who has 7 points, as many as the UCF team combined here in the early going. She lobs it down low to Abraham. One dribble beneath the bucket, stripped on the way up. Gets it back, kicks it out to Talia. Open, look at a three, and she was not going to miss that.
And Kyla pulls down. She got the shot blocked on her, but instead of trying to go back up with it, Coach Nikki always says somebody is out and open, and she found Talia Scott, who had plenty of room to let that three fly.
3:50 to play, first quarter. Baylor up 19-7. Talia Scott already in double figures with 10 points. Chandler Roberts with the ball with only 8 seconds to shoot for UCF, dribbling away much of the possession. Gives it off to Bankhead, who splashes in a follow-away. She cleared just enough room to hit the follow-away, but Baylor still made them work for that here with 3.5 to play in the first quarter. It's a 19-9 Baylor lead as Yu-Ting Dunn prepares to enter the game for the first time, and Jana Van Geitenbeek set to return. Talia Scott, she's feeling it. She lets the three fly. It's in and out, though. Rebound tipped on the floor and grabbed by Kyle Ngodu, who is their leading available scorer. Ngodu with 10.5 points and 7 rebounds per game. Missed the last 2 games with a shoulder injury, but she is back. There's a bounce pass down low to Ngodu, bangs her way inside, misses the turnaround, wanted to foul, didn't get it. Here comes Bugs clearing the board, gives it off to Talia Scott, 10 points already in this one with Baylor up by 10. She drives inside, give her 12. From the left side of the arc, just right to the basket, she flipped it in. She is 5 of 6 from the floor, and the one miss was in and out. Ngodu sends it in the corner to Bankhead. Extra pass up top to Chandler Roberts, but Abraham out to contest. She drives inside, had just enough room to finish. That makes it 21-11. Baylor up by 10 with the ball. Talia Scott finds Buggs, who spins it outside to Markayla Johnson, right edge. Markayla slips it down low to Buggs, who has to reach for the pass, tries to reverse it up, misses, but she's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. That is on Mahogany Chandler Roberts, her first, and Baylor will shoot free throws here the rest of this first quarter. That's their fifth. As Buggs goes to the free throw line, where she is at 63% on the season. Buggs so far with 2 points and 3 boards for the Bears, who are up by 10 with 2:22 to play. Dunn will check in for Buggs. Should she hit the second free throw? She misses the first, left it short. She's got one more coming. It's up, and it is no good. She missed them both. Offensive rebound, though, by Bella, and a nifty reverse flips it up and in. Baylor is up 23-11 now, more than doubling up UCF with some backcourt pressure trying to strip it, but UCF is able to break it. They race into the front court, and Adriana Benson thought she had some room to scoop a layup, and she did not. She has her shot blocked soundly out of bounds by the Bears, and they will have to play it in from the baseline here with 2:07 to go. Screened out on who blocked that. We'll give you that info. It's Kyle Abraham. Abraham with that block. Yancey takes the pass down well underneath the basket, and a whistle away from the ball. And a foul is called on the Bears. It's their first foul. And UCF is going to play it in from the baseline and does so to Benson. And they turn it over. Touching the sideline there on the pass. Let's see, who's that foul on?
I think they just call a turnover.
Did they just call a turnover? Well, I mean, a moment ago I thought maybe it was, maybe they read it incorrectly over the PA. They said it was their first a moment ago, but I don't see one called on anyone. So no fouls so far as we're under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Baylor with the ball up 23-11. Bella Fauntleroy wants to drive inside on Bracey. Knifes inside, reverses it up and in a crowd. Tough reverse is good by Bella Fauntleroy, and now we've got a whistle, and Kyla Abraham is in some pain, and looks like she may have taken a pop to the face there. She's holding her right eye, and they're going to give everyone a moment to pause as Kaylin Nelms from here in the state of Florida prepares to check in. Kyla signals that she is okay.
Ooh, making my eyes water.
Yeah, that didn't look pleasant, and I think we may end up having a review to see if there was an unobserved flagrant foul here. Lori, as they prepare to look at that, we don't actually have a look at the replay here, which what you're supposed to have, but nonetheless we don't. But let's talk about the offensive job Baylor is doing so far. 11 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 5 beyond the 2 of 5 free throws, 1 of 5 beyond the arc. And I guess they're not going to take a look at that. But Laura, point being, Baylor is off to a great offensive start here already at 25 points with 1:43 to play in the first quarter.
That's the way to start the game. That's exactly what Coach Nicky wanted to see.
Clearly a turnover and a turnover by UCF. They try to outlet it ahead to Bracey. Led her too far along the right sideline. She lost it out of bounds.
Defense by Baylor, that full court press is just speeding up UCF, and that's the second time they've turned the ball over there on the sideline.
Baylor with the basketball, 90 seconds to play quarter number 1. Yuting Dunn is in. She got the pass, fed it right back to Jana Van Geitenbeek, who looks inside, puts it on the floor, top of the key, outside to Bella Fauntleroy after a good start offensively with 7 points. She takes the cut, driving to the basket, and misses the layup. Oh.
Hey, that was the way you're supposed to play that against that 2-3 zone. You can't just throw the ball all around the perimeter because they're going to switch on you. But Jana just waited until Bella could slip. Bella just couldn't finish at the rim, but they did the right thing. Just didn't come away with any points.
Minute 8 to go and counting in the first quarter. Yancey wants to bang in her way inside on Markayla Johnson. Now feeds it out to, in for the first time, is Jasmine Gibson. Gibson outside to Bracey. Godu cuts to the basket, takes the feed, sends it out to Bankhead, sets her feet, catch and shoot 3, back rim, no. Rebound chased down in the left corner by Bella Fauntleroy. Gives it ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek with 45 seconds to play. She finds a cutting Nelms driving to the basket, takes the feed and lays it in with the right hand.
What about the rim runners today for Baylor? And another assist by Jana Van Geitenbeek on a fast break. And finish for Nelms, another one of our Florida kids.
Here is Bracey hitting a turnaround in the lane to stop another run by the Bears. That one was 6-0. Makes the score 27-13 here, and Baylor can play for the last shot of this first quarter. It's been a great offensive start here for the Bears. They're going to try to close out the first quarter with a bucket. 9 seconds to play. Shot clock dark. Jana sees a lane to the basket. Now she's cut off with 5, with 4. Feeds it out to Dunn. Dunn is going to have to let a 3 fly off the dribble and miss it as the first quarter draws to a close. But a good start for the Bears. They lead by 14 at the end of the first quarter here in Orlando. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Baylor 27, UCF 13 as we head to the second quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is a longtime supporter of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Baylor fans are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and get your own custom Baylor Bear debit card. With 6 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB, your bank for life. Member FDIC.
Let's go Central Texas. President's Day sales event means big savings on brand new vehicles at Allen Samuels in Waco. Check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2026 Jeep Cherokee and don't miss the all-new Dodge Charger 6-pack because that 6-pack is built to run fast and hard. From everyday capability to pure performance, now is the time to buy and save big at Allen Samuels, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Strong start for the Bears on the road here in Orlando. Baylor up by a score of 27-13 as we head into the second quarter. Talia Scott leads all scorers with 12 points. Dariana Little-Page Buggs has 3 rebounds, and with those 3 rebounds, Lori, she has reached a milestone.
Wow.
Number 5 all time in program history.
You know, that's, again, we've talked about rarefied air for Dariana Little-Page Buggs, but with the 3 rebounds, she now has 1,099 in her career. That means she is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Kalani Brown for all time. 4th place in the career rebounding at Baylor. Kalani had 1,129 in her All-American career. So here we go with watching Dariana now just 30 away from tying Kalani Brown for 4th all time. But let's celebrate her being number 5 because the players that she has passed up have been just some of the best that Baylor has ever seen. And now past to Alyssa Smith, Kalani Brown is next. And we have a pretty good feeling that she'll make it there. Now will she be able to catch Brittany Griner, Sophia Young, and of course the great Susie Snyder-Eppers? Probably not, but wow. That means, we have to stand back and just throw a lot of flowers to Dariana Little-Page Buggs because what a career she has had for Baylor, who's had some of the best rebounders all time in women's college basketball.
And with her 3 rebounds here, as Lori said, she's passed Alyssa Smith for 5th all time in program history. Bears will have the basketball to start the second quarter. Yu-Ting Dunn out there for the Bears, and Kayla Nelms with the starters, Scott, Van Geitenbeek, and Buggs. Buggs pushes it in the corner to Dunn. Extra pass outside to Van Geitenbeek around his screen. Kick out to a wide-open Dunn. 3 from the left side, and she knocks it down. Yu-Ting Dunn, who hit 2 buckets on Thursday against TCU, knocks down a 3 here to put the Bears up by 17, 30-13. And that comes 30 seconds into this second quarter. Yancey high on the left sideline, spins it across to Bracey. Catch and shoot 3 from the right side is way off. And to hit the window and kick to Buggs, who continues to pad her career rebound total. In rhythm, she takes the feed from Scott, but misses the 3. Nelms with the offensive rebound, and she flings it off the glass and in. Nelms playing here in her home state, has 4 points off the bench early, and the Bears are in front by 19, 32-13.
You know, it's amazing with Nelms. You pull down that offensive rebound, but she didn't even come back up with it. She just used her arms to be able to score that second chance bucket.
Here's Bankhead missing a pull-up jumper. UCF, though, gets the offensive rebound and puts it back and in. Shakoria Bracey grabbed the rebound and laid it back in as Jasmine Gibson returns for UCF in place of Chandler Mahogany Roberts. Savannah Scott actually lost her shoe on that possession, was trying to tie it quickly, couldn't, so she just got up and joined the play with her shoe in hand. She's now finished tying it. She'll jog back down the floor here. Bears have the basketball up by 19, 32-13. A great start here in Orlando. Yuting Dunn hit a three a moment ago. Here she passes to Bugs, who finds a cutting Van Geitenbeek right to the bucket, lays it in.
Baylor is just continuing that scorching pace. They had 27 points in the first quarter, and that was their second most scoring in a first quarter this season. They had 36 versus Southeastern Louisiana.
Bracey in the lane, leans inside, forces up a shot, and misses it off glass. Nelms collects the rebound, and here come the Bears again, trying to push the lead over 20. Talia Scott off the dribble. Three, count it! And put her on the line. Talia Scott knew she had room. She popped a three off the dribble as she was fouled on the closeout, and she's got a chance at a 4-point play. Baylor is now 16 of 24 from the field, a scorching 67%, and they lead by 22. She can make it 23 at the line after that foul by Bracey. And that's already Bracey's third. She hits the free throw. She's got 16 points, and now a timeout called by UCF. Another run by the Bears, 6-0 over the last 29 seconds. They put a number of little scoring bursts together here in this game that have added up to a 38-15 lead with 8:11 to play here in the first half. I want to say hello to everyone watching on the Courtside Cam, brought to you by Nextlink, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Baylor dominating here, early going up 38-15, 2 minutes in, not quite 2 minutes into the second quarter. We'll take a timeout and come back with more after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam that cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do is true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back into Edition Financial Arena in Orlando, where if the Bears found themselves frustrated after their loss to TCU on Thursday, they appear to have channeled it in a positive way. And so far, pity poor UCF, the recipient of that frustration. Baylor is up 38-15. They outscored UCF 27-13 in the first quarter, and now here to start the second have picked up right where they left off, and even more so, having scored 11 of the second quarter's 13 points. And it is all Bears. And, obviously Talia Scott's stat line stands out. She leads all scores with 16. She's outscored UCF by herself, and yet almost everyone else is involved in that offense nonetheless. Jana Van Geitenbeek, 2 points, already 5 assists. Bugs with a bucket and 4 rebounds. Yuting Dunn's in a 3. Nelms has come off the bench to claim 2 rebounds and knock down a couple of buckets. KJ Rimrunning has 4 points. Bella Fauntleroy has 7. And you've got Kyle Abraham and Markayla Johnson who have yet to score, but Kyla has a rebound and an assist.
Yeah, she had one assist was one where she had a shot blocked in the interior, but was able to gather the basketball back out, pivot on her foot, and look back out instead of trying to go score again. And who was standing out there right at the top of the key? It was Talia Scott. Get the ball to her, and she did, and was rewarded with an assist after Talia knocked down her first three then.
Well, already 2 timeouts have been called by Satia Messer, the head coach of UCF. And as they have the ball out of the timeout, Bracy tries to feed it inside and does so to Ngodu. Looks to bang her way inside on Nelms and flips it in. A little finger roll there from about 6 feet away. That snaps a 6-0 Baylor run. Jana Van Geitenbeek attacking, though. She draws the foul on Gibson. Gibson with the block there on the right block. That is her second foul, and it's the second on UCF here in quarter number 2. Jana will play it in from the baseline.
She just gets up smiling.
Lobs it into Talia Scott. Gets it back. Happy bunch. This is a happy team.
And Jana is just so confident right now in running her team. She has 5 assists already in this game.
Here's Yu-Ting Dunn taking the feed, trying to slip it inside down low to Nelms, but UCF gets a hand on it and knocks it away. Here's Yancey inside, feeding Gibson with the pass, and she hits the turnaround off glass. That's 4 quick points scored by UCF, but still a 38-19 Baylor lead, doubling up UCF. Jana on the crossover, kicks it out to Buggs, knifes inside, pops a little jumper and rolls it in. Left of the lane, Dariana Littlepage Buggs with her second bucket. She's got 4 points, 4 boards, and an assist. And Baylor has 40 points, 13 minutes into the afternoon. Now it's Gibson, top of the arc, being guarded by Yu-Ting Dunn. Feeds it left side to Yancey. Now Yancey moving right, slings it across to Bankhead, sets her feet, lets a 3 fly, rattles out. Nelms chases after the rebound, and Ison ties it up.
I mean,
it's going to stay with UCF.
That one popped in and out. I thought it was down.
Well, I'll say this, for all the times I complain when we have a shot go in and out, that one was very much in and out.
Wow.
Inbound comes to Ison on the right wing. Feeds and Ngodu. Jumper from the right elbow, no good. And Dunn collects the board for the Bears. Here comes Talia Scott into the front court, high on the right side. Finds Van Geitenbeek further inside at the edge of the arc. Now Jana takes the handoff back from Buggs, around a Buggs screen, feeds Buggs, dribbles to the left elbow, pops a jumper top the key, misses, and the rebound is chased down by Gibson. Baylor up 40-19. UCF with the basketball. Gibson walked with it. She got cut off defensively there and kept her feet moving to give it back to the Bears with 6:14 to play in the first half.
That was Dariana Littlepage Buggs just getting fast down the floor on the block, and it took a little bit of contact there, but she's the one who caused that turnover by UCF, and that is the 7th turnover. Baylor has 10 points off of those miscues.
Kyla Abraham back in for the Bears, gives it off to Talia Scott, who's basically triple teamed there for a moment. Scott gets it back out high on the right side, around a Buggs screen, slips it to Buggs, kick out to Jana. She's open, lets the 3 fly, and hits it from the left edge.
Coach Nikki's been saying that this entire week. It's all about you get the ball, somebody touches the paint, and if you can just turn around and find somebody who will be open along the perimeter and can nail the 3.
Baylor 43, UCF 19, 5.5 minutes to play in quarter number 2. Here is Cox taking the feed up top, missing the catch and shoot 3. Buggs high points the rebound. She's going to bring it up the floor herself into the front court, inside the arc. She's going to pop from the top of the key and leave the rainbow jumper short. Rebound grab by Chandler Roberts. Chandler Roberts kicks it right side to Cox. Cox surrounded in the corner. Spins a pass down low to Mahogany Chandler Roberts, who misses a fall-away shot, literally falling down with her back to the bucket. She missed it, and here come the Bears. Up by 24 points. Talia Scott knifes inside, cut off, kicks it back outside to Van Geitenbeek. Halfway through this second quarter, all Baylor in this one. Pass from Van Geitenbeek in the corner. Oh, and Yu-Ting Dunn walked with it. She started to elevate for the 3, changed her mind, but her toes came off the ground and tapped back down.
It's almost like you could ball fake there, a shot, put the ball on the floor, then attack the baseline. Easy enough for us to say.
Sure.
But that's the thought. Dunn over there in the corner that she's going to be able to pull a 3. Just credit UCF for getting out on defense quickly enough. They just closed out well.
43-19 Bears, 4:40 to play in the opening half here in Orlando. UCF with possession. It's Ison in the right corner, crossing over, getting in close, kicks it out. Here's Chandler Roberts letting a three fly, no good, and Bugs flies inside for the rebound. Chandler Roberts doesn't take a whole lot of threes as Jana Van Geitenbeek dribbles inside, tries to feed it inside to Abraham, but UCF tips it away, comes out with the steal, feed ahead to Ison, and Ison is tied up by the Bears, and it's going to go back Baylor's way.
Hustle play for Bella Fauntleroy, just getting her hands on the basketball, flips the possession arrow back to UCF, but that means Baylor's got the ball.
Yep. Bugs is going to play it into Jana. Playing out there with Abraham, Scott, and Bella Fauntleroy. UCF defensively with Yancey, Chandler Roberts, and Godu, Cox, and Gibson. No, I beg your pardon, Benson out there. Talia Scott takes a bounce pass inside, and she's got another chance at a three-point play. Finding that soft spot there in the lane. She hit the foul away as she was fouled.
You know, you're falling away, and you're still fouled. That's just how skilled and quick Talia Scott is with the basketball.
That foul is on Adriana Benson. That is her first, the team's third. And Talia Scott goes to the free throw line where she's got an opportunity to reach 19 points here in the first half as Dariana Littlepage Bugs will get a breather. Gets a high five from Coach Nikki as she takes a seat. Markayla Johnson is in for the Bears along with KJ. Free throw by Scott is good. 19 first half points for Talia Scott.
Just the pedestrian three-point play after she got a four-pointer earlier in this game.
Good hustle by Talia Scott trying to cut in front of that pass along the baseline. Couldn't get it. But a good effort there by Talia Scott.
Yeah, Talia has 3 and 1s in this game.
That's impressive.
So she just...
1 from downtown and then 2 from inside, Having trouble getting it in. They nearly throw it away, does UCF, but it's chased down in the front court by Benson.
Boy, it just found space where Baylor could not track it down.
Yancey with a one-handed pass inside. That was to Ngodu, and as she went up with it, she had it knocked away by Abraham. Here come the Bears into the front court. Abraham takes the feed, right of the key. Looking and gives it outside to Talia Scott. Just over 3.5 minutes to play with the clock moving here, remaining in the first half. Talia Scott around the Abraham screen, gets downhill, spins in the lane, tries to throw it outside to Abraham, but it hits the back of a UCF player, and that bounces to the Knights. And now they give it right back to the Bears. Actually, did the Bears get a hand on it?
I think
the Bears may have got a hand on it.
It away. But that was a rocket going in the middle there.
The Bears got a hand on it and broke up the play, and now UCF feeds it in from the baseline to Cox. Cox cross court right to left to Chandler Roberts, outside to Benson. They've had to go deeper into the rotation without their leading scorer, Harmon. Benson drives baseline, finds a teammate in the corner. That's Yancey. Good look at a three, but it's back rim, no. Here comes Talia Scott with the rebound. Talia Scott racing to the middle of the floor, nearly walked with it, but is able to maintain possession. Now the pass from Abraham to Bella Fauntleroy beneath the bucket results in a throw off the bottom of the rim. I think she just got a little too excited there. Now Scott chasing after the pass, comes banging into the scores table. UCF gets a look at a three from Cox that's no good. Rebound tip from Chandler Roberts to Ngodu, who leans in and converts. 2.5 minutes to play here in the opening half. Baylor is up by a score of 46-21. Talia Scott banging inside. She's fouled. Talia Scott fouled by Benson with the block. That's Benson's second and the team's fourth. Already 19 points on 7 of 8 shooting. Baylor is up by 25 points, and Ella Brow prepares to check in for some first half action. You know, when you open up a lead like this in the first half, it gives Coach Nikki options here, and good to see Ella Brow get this opportunity here in the first half.
Hey, we saw Ella Brow come in this opportunity at this point in time against Oklahoma State when Jana Van Geitenbeek just needed a breather, and Ella Brow just ran that team and sparked Baylor to that big comeback for that win in Stillwater.
Talia Scott hits them both. She has 21 points. Baylor is up 48-21, and Scott exits. Ella Brow checks in You know, Laura, if you weren't at that Oklahoma State game or if you weren't watching, you probably don't completely understand just how vital she was to that comeback, and wherever Baylor ultimately ends up, how big that comeback was to where they get there.
It was huge for Ella.
Mahogany Chandler Roberts has the ball, top of the arc, right side. Now Yancey gives it to Ngodu, gets it right back left edge. Yancey drives to the top of the free throw, top of the key, stops at the free throw line, sends it outside to Benson. Benson tries to feed Cox in the corner, but Fauntleroy knocks it away. However, Benson gets it right back, forces up a shot, and hits as she's fouled. That foul is on Ella Brow. That's Brow's first, the team's first. I tell you what, though, you can kind of live with her taking that one-on-three shot. It just so happens that she managed to hit it as they bring Felicia Schulander in off the bench.
Well, you were talking about Ella Brow's time at Oklahoma State. Played 4.5 minutes. She had a big rebound, but most importantly, she had 2 assists, and she was a +6 on the floor. So she was just incredibly valuable in that game.
Free throw is left short. Bears collect the rebound up 48-23. Just over 100 seconds to play here in the opening half. Bella finds a cutting Abraham left of the key. Kick out to Markayla Johnson. Penetrates the arc, now sends it back outside to Kyla. 10 seconds to shoot. Pass left wing. Bella attacking beneath the bucket. Tries to send it back outside to no one. Thought maybe UCF initially had a hand on the ball, but they did not. And that's a turnover, giving it back to the Knights.
I'm just not sure what.
Not sure where that was, yeah. Not sure where that one was going.
It's all right.
But, you know, when you're up 48-23, you can perhaps shake that off a little bit. Benson takes the feed right side, leaves the 3 short. And KJ, who's back in, collects the rebound. Ella Brow running the point here in the first half, drives inside. She has yet to attempt a field goal. She almost had a chance to do so, but it's knocked away. She gets it back, feeds Bella Fauntleroy, slips inside, lays it in from the left block. Bella Fauntleroy with 9 first-half points. Baylor has reached 50 points here in the first half with a minute to go.
Bella looked like Talia Scott just hunting a lane there and finding her way off the glass.
Brow out there guarding Benson, who's missed a couple of shots off the bench. She bounces it to Chandler Roberts, who bowls her way inside, and Baylor is called for a blocking foul as she charges in. That'll go against KJ. KJ's second, the team's second. Comes with 45.3 seconds remaining, 20 seconds to shoot here in the first half. All Bears in this one up 50-23. And it'll be Yancey looking to bounce it in beneath the bucket, but can't find anyone. Instead goes outside to Benson. Benson, high right side. Markayla Johnson picks her up defensively, gives it off to Schulander. Schulander wants to drive inside, nearly walks, kicks it in the corner to Yancey. 8 to shoot. Yancey drives baseline from the left side, throws it over everything. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Knights with 4.4 seconds on the shot clock. And it will be Yancey to play it in. Yancey looks and lobs it top of the arc over the fingertips of Chandler Mahogany Roberts, and that is an over and back violation.
Yeah, just let it go. no need. All right, now Baylor with 26.7 seconds left before halftime.
They need to reset the shot clock there because they should be able to play for the last shot of the first half, but the shot clock is running. Coach Nicky encouraging them not to pay attention to the shot clock. Now, UCF needs to change that or it's going to buzz. Here is Ella Brow trying to slip it inside to KJ, who kicks it out to Markayla Johnson, who is fouled with 11.6 seconds to go. And that foul is on Adriana Benson. Benson's third, the team's fifth, and it's going to send Markayla Johnson to the line, who's at 50% on the year, with 11.6 seconds left.
Nobody seems very concerned, but an opportunity here from the free throw line for Moo.
And she hits the first. Yeah, they didn't reset the shot clock there. And
that's a change of possession. It should.
It should have, yeah. Well, hope all should work out here. If Markayla can hit the second free throw and the Bears can get a stop, she does. And now UCF can play for the last shot of the first half with 9, with 8. It's Benson across midcourt with 6, with 5 to the top of the arc around the screen with 3, with 2. She gets inside, loses it. Ella Brow comes away with the steal, and that's the way the first half ends. A dominant first half for the Bears here in Orlando. They will head to the locker room up by 29 points, hitting a sizzling 65% of their shots and are holding UCF to 37% shooting, which frankly it feels like lower than that in this game, Loria. Baylor has been getting it done to both ends of the floor, and it really does have that feel. They were eager to get the taste of Thursday night out of their mouth, and they put together an excellent first half.
Absolutely. This is exactly what you wanted to see out of Baylor on both the offense and defensive ends. Just complete focus, execution. Even when somebody maybe turned the ball over, they can come right back and make a big play. But wow, Talia Scott, what a performance in her home state in that first half. Just 21 points, 7 of 8 shooting, perfect from the free throw line. Just outstanding first half for Scott and for Baylor.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central. Central National Bank. Our Nissan halftime report is straight ahead. All Bears in this one up 52-23 at intermission here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new Sports Vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
We don't just build trucks. We build something that's meant to last. That's why the 2026 Toyota Tundra isn't just built in Texas. It's built by Texas, which means the Tundra is built to tough it out and to take it easy. Built to carry tradition and to make new ones. Built to roll with the punches and to go the distance. Built stronger, built louder, built here. The 2026 Toyota Tundra. Built in Texas, driven everywhere. Test drive at your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com today.
Right now, qualified lessees can lease a rugged new 2026 Tundra SR5 for $519 a month for 36 months with $49.99 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Feature availability differs based on trim. See Toyota.com for offer details. Offer available in select states and ends 3/2/26.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Edition Financial Arena on the UCF campus in Orlando, where it is all Bears as we've reached halftime. Baylor 52, UCF 23. That's the score here at halftime. As we welcome into the Nissan halftime reports, Nissan, innovation that excites. Lori, do you want a good? Yeah, let's choose your own adventure here as we do halftime stats. Do you want Baylor's? Do you want a good team offensive stat, individual offensive stat, team defensive stat, or individual defensive stat? What do you want?
Wow.
Just pick one. Pick one of the quadrants.
I will take team defense because defense travels and defense wins championships.
Well, Baylor is back to its old ways beyond at guarding the perimeter, holding UCF to just 1 of 9 shooting from downtown here in the first half. Baylor, who enters the game with the nation's 3rd best three-point shooting defense now at just under 25%, has held UCF to 11% from beyond the arc in the first half. Baylor has also, if you want another team stat, forced 12 UCF turnovers and scored 18 of their 52 points off of those turnovers.
Baylor's been really good at that today, just manufacturing more points, because if you get out in transition against UCF, you can capitalize, and Baylor certainly has on forcing those turnovers.
Lori, let's get a team offensive number now.
Let's do
How about
that?
that? I mean, you know, we've called a lot of games, and here's a stat I don't say very often. Against any team, let alone a Big 12 team, Baylor is shooting 65% at halftime. That's scorching.
That's like 2/3.
That
About
is
as close as you can get to 2/3.
That is 65% to UCF's 37. Baylor is 20 of 31 from the floor. UCF 11 of 30. Baylor 4 of 10 beyond the arc. So I mentioned UCF 1 of 9. Baylor at 73% from the free throw line. 8 of 11. 5 of those by Talia Scott. UCF is just 0 of 1. As we mentioned, the Bears have forced 12 turnovers and given it up just 7 times, and outscored UCF off of those miscues 18-4. Bears with a solid edge on the glass at 19-13. Baylor with 24 points in the paint, and the Bears have 10 assists on 20 field goals. UCF with 5 on 11. For UCF, 3 players are tied for the team lead in scoring. Mahogany Chandler Roberts, Kylan Godu, and Jacoria Bracey, each with 4 points apiece. And Godu leads the team with 3 rebounds. 2 assists, paces things for Yancey. Well, obviously, when you see stats like that, you know it's not been their day. Again, Baylor up 52-23 at halftime. Talia Scott leads all scorers with a sizzling 21 points at halftime. She's 7 of 8 from the field. Her one miss was in and out on a 3. She has 3 and 1s, one of them a 4-point play, the other 2 3-point plays. She's 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. 9 points for Bella Fauntleroy, 4 of 8 from the floor. She's been attacking the bucket here and finding success. 9 points, 3 rebounds for senior Bella Fauntleroy. Jana Van Geitenbeek, how about 5 points and 5 assists in the first half and just 1 turnover. So that's a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio here on the road. After that, 4 points apiece for KJ Buggs and Kayla Nelms. Nelms returning to her home state of Florida, and in just 5 minutes, she made her presence felt with 4 points and 3 rebounds. A really strong contribution there for Kayla Nelms off the bench. Yu-Ting Dunn hit a 3. Markayla Johnson hit a pair of free throws. Ella Brow, Kyla Abraham both played and did not score, but both contributed. Brow running the offense for the final 2 minutes of the first half to give Jana Van Geitenbeek a breather, and then Kyla Abraham with a rebound and an assist. And she also has Baylor's lone blocked shot. It all adds up to a 52-23 Baylor lead here at halftime on the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. Take a timeout and come back and take a quick look at other scores. Not a busy day in the Big 12, but we do have a little other ongoing here in the Baylor world. We'll tell you about that when we come back. Halftime here in Orlando. All Bears 52-23 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Edition Financial Arena in Orlando, Florida. Baylor all over UCF at the half. It's the Bears 52 and the Knights 23. Let's take a look at scores real quickly around the Big 12 Conference. Only one other game underway right now. 1 minute and 24 seconds left before halftime. And Iowa State and Ames leading Kansas State 36-27. And a big game coming up tonight in Fort Worth at 8 o'clock as number 17 TCU hosts number 19 West Virginia. Looking around Baylor yesterday in the quarterfinal final round of the ITA National Championship in Dallas. Number 19 Baylor men's tennis upset the reigning national champions Wake Forest 4-3. That's 3 top 10 wins in a row for the Bears, who will play third-seeded Texas in the ITA National Championship semifinals at 6:30 p.m. Monday in Dallas. Baylor baseball won its first 2 games at home over New Mexico State, including that incredible 3 Grand Slam game from Tice Armstrong. They are playing Game 3 now at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, and the Bears lead the Aggies 3-2 in the top of the 3rd inning. And Baylor softball picked up a couple of wins Saturday at South Dakota San Diego State University Softball Stadium. They defeated Fordham, and then North Dakota. They are 9-2 on the season. They will now head from the West Coast to the East Coast for the Clemson Classic beginning Friday against Lipscomb at 9 o'clock in the morning. The Bears will play 4 games over the weekend. Again, our score at the half, it's Baylor 52, UCF 23. Back with the second half in a moment. You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar.
open it up on defense, where they also had a great first 20 minutes.
UCF out there. They've got Ison, Scott, Chandler, Roberts, Bracey, and Yancey on the floor. Bracey picked up 3 first half fouls. Ison cuts off a screen, lets a 3 fly. No good, missing it off the feed. And the rebound to the Bears. Long pass ahead from Jana, picking right up where she left off. KJ as well, rim running hard, takes the outlet from Van Geitenbeek and lays it in.
Boy, that is 6 rim runs, 6 points off rim runs from KJ.
Good hustle, and the Bears are rewarded for it numerous times here in this ballgame. Baylor up 54-23, a game-high 31-point Baylor lead. Now with 11 seconds to shoot for UCF, Bracey wants to drive inside, nearly lost it, got it back, pops a jumper, spins out, and Bell is there for the weak side rebound. Here come the Bears off and running again. Jana Van Geitenbeek already with 6 assists, angles to the left side of the floor. Now looks inside, feeds it to KJ, top of the key. KJ turns and fronts the basket. Minute gone, second half. Talia Scott takes the pass outside, left wing, around to Bella Fauntleroy screen. Tries to hook it down low to Bella, who fumbles the pass, gets it back, 7 to shoot, bangs her way inside, glasses it in. Bella Fauntleroy, the second pair in double figures with 11. Yeah. And the Bears continue to shoot at a ridiculous clip, 66.7%. So, yes, they're hitting 2/3 of their shots here in the already with a minute and a half gone in the third quarter. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul called inside on Dariana Little-Page Buggs, tangling with big Savannah Scott for Buggs. That's her first, and it's the first on the Bears here in the third quarter. UCF will play it in. They spin it into Bracey, pops a catch-and-shoot jumper from the right baseline. No, but the rebound kept alive by Scott. Gives it out to Ison. Ison drives inside, flings it in as she was just able to sort of fake KJ to move away, and she laid it in. First score into the second half for UCF. Baylor by 31, 56-25. Jana Van Geitenbeek spins it to KJ, top of the key. She turns and looks inside, sends it out to Jana. She'll let the 3 fly, back rim, no, and UCF collects the rebound. Baylor 4 of 11 from downtown, 8 of 11 from the free throw line, and 22 of 34 from the field. 7:50 to play, and clock moving, third quarter. Here is Bracey, high on the right side. Jana Van Geitenbeek out on her defensively. She feeds it to Chandler Roberts, further out, high left sideline to Ison. 9 on the shot clock. Ison kicks it to Bracey, who lost the ball as she lost her shoe. Jana comes away with it, drives to the basket, lays it in. Well, Bracey lost the ball and stepped out of her shoe, and as she was gathering her thoughts there, Jana just took the ball and made a beeline to the basket for the layup. Bracey drives inside and hooks it out to Chandler Roberts, unloading a 3. Oh, that one was basically it. It just spun back out. Bears will take that, and here they come the other way. Van Geitenbeek into the front court, top of the key. Finds Buggs' left elbow. She scoops it back out to Jana. Now back up on top to Buggs. She'll let the 3 fly and splashes it in. Dariana Little-Page Buggs with the 3, and for the third quarter in as many frames this game, Satia Messer has had to call a timeout to stop a Baylor run. And obviously the 61-25 Baylor lead would tell you that they've not had a lot of success in so doing.
Well, Baylor with 9 quick points, and they did that almost immediately on that KJ rim run on the assist for Jana. Bella pulled in a pass that almost went out of bounds and then just banged her way in to score. Jana got a steal, and then Jana assists Buggs, who just rips the nets on a 3.
61-25 Bears, 7:01 to play, third quarter. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. All Bears as UCF calls their third time out of the game. We'll take it as well. 7 minutes to play, third quarter. Baylor 61-25 leaders in this one here on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Colin Pirtle tells us that Baylor's previous first half shooting high this year came in that Southeastern Louisiana win. Baylor shot 70% from the field in that one. Here they were at 65% from the field in intermission, but already here in this second half are adding to that, which is not easy to do. The Bears have had 4 of their 5 third quarter shots and have opened up a 61-25 lead. And Lori, I recognize UCF has struggled this year. They're also without their leading scorer, Leah Harmon. Now Baylor did hold her to 1 of 6 shooting in Waco. Still, this was a game Baylor won 71-48, and I felt pretty good about that. 73-48, I beg your pardon, in Waco, and I felt pretty good about that at the time. But this is just a performance where it just feels like Baylor has come out in this game with a bit of determination, and I mean this in the best way. A little bit of a mean streak in them after the game on Thursday, and just determined that whoever's in their way today is not going to enjoy the experience.
I think they wanted to be dominant, and they started at the very beginning with we knew Talia was glad to be back in her home state of Florida, and she got Baylor going and kept Baylor going with 21 of their first half points.
She bested her scoring average in the first half.
I mean, amazing, and that's what the defense trying to deny her the ball, but she just finds ways to be able to score. But I think you are right about this. I think Baylor's has been historically good on the road and good on focusing, and this one they really wanted to play well. They've done an excellent job with the. Executing the game plan. A foul called on KJ as she just kind of, and then Coach Nikki, you probably just heard saying, it's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. UCF will play it back in. UCF, by the way, has just 1 timeout remaining for the final 17 minutes, essentially, of this game. They played into Cox, who checked in near the dead ball. Cox, Bankhead, and Godu, Yancey, and Chandler Roberts on the floor. Yancey takes the feed in the right corner with the shot clock now moving to single digits. Turns and drives baseline, kicks it out to Chandler Roberts. Her long 2 is good. That's just their second bucket here of the second half. And it's a 61-27 Baylor lead. Van Geitenbeek to KJ. Now they give it off to Bella Fauntleroy as Talia Scott comes off the screen, gets it, goes around a KJ screen, knifes inside, spins it back out to Bella, drives, cuts hard to the basket, attacks, glasses it up too hard, fight for the rebound. It is off of the foot of either KJ or Bella. I think KJ out of bounds.
Yeah, I think both were pursuing that basketball and just couldn't get it on their hands, but unfortunately on their foot and out of bounds. But Bella attacking the rim and finding space herself.
Here is Cox with it for UCF, angling to the free throw line and spinning in a jumper off the dribble. 4 straight points for UCF. Still all Bears in this one, up 61-29.
That's just the second time in this game that UCF has scored on consecutive possessions.
Jana Van Geitenbeek quickly answers, though, taking the feed and splashing in a 3. Van Geitenbeek becomes the third Bear in double figures. She's got 10, joining Fauntleroy with 11 and Talia Scott with 21.
Talia with her third assist, finding Jana again for the 3.
And Godu takes a pass and leaves a jumper short. Bella knifes into a crowd, grabs the rebound, gives it off to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Baylor by 35 points. Jana one-hands a pass, a fastball inside to Bugs, who misses the jumper off the dribble, falling away. And here comes UCF. It's Yancey angling to the right side of the arc halfway through the third quarter. Yancey penetrates, hooks it out to Chandler Roberts. Now further outside to Bankhead between the circles. Bankhead, the 6-foot freshman, angles to the left at wing. Now a 10 to shoot. She races inside, throws it off the front rim. Got her hands on the rebound. Couldn't control it, though, and Bugs comes away with it. Dariana Littlepage Bugs with 7 points now and 8 rebounds. She takes the feed from Jenna, thought about a 3, lets it fly, and now she's in double figures with 10. All Bears in this one, 67-29.
She was going to pass that up, and nobody came out to her. So the second 3 from Dariana Littlepage Bugs today.
Bankhead answers with a 3 of her own. 4:20 to play third quarter. Baylor looks to answer, and Talia Scott does. That's 9 points in about a 20-second span. And this is kind of ridiculous. Baylor is up 70-32. Baylor is now 8 of 15 from downtown. Talia Scott with 24 points. Chandler Roberts knifes inside. She is cut off by Bella Fauntleroy. Feeds it to Bankhead. Extra kick out there. Off the dribble, here is Chandler Roberts missing a mid-range jumper. And here come the Bears off and running. They find Talia Scott with a hesitation dribble. Cuts inside, and she's fouled, bringing us to our third quarter media timeout. Lori, it's all Bears in this one. I want to emphasize it is all Bears in this one. Baylor is shooting 66% from the field, 53% from downtown, and they have held UCF to 32 points through the first 26 minutes and 10 seconds of this game.
You look at the starting five that's been out there, the efficiency. I mean, efficiency is just, it's not a good term for this because they are, Talia Scott's 8 of 9, Kirsty Johnson 3 of 4, Jana 4 of 6, Bugs 4 of 8, and Bella Fauntleroy 5 of 10.
I'm not sure I've ever seen this either, Lloyd. Certainly at this point in the game, there is not a single player on the Baylor roster who has taken a shot who's hitting below 50% of their shots. That's crazy.
And you've got Bugs with 8 rebounds, and Bella's just all over the boards here in this second half. She has 7.
The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco. Temple and Austin Bank, different Bank Central, Central National Bank. 3:50 to play, third quarter, Baylor 70, UCF 32 on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here in Orlando, Baylor up big over UCF, 70-32. Baylor with 3 players close to double-doubles as Jana Van Guybeek has 10 points, 8 assists. Dariana Littlepage-Bugs, 10 points, 8 assists. Bella Fauntleroy with 11 points and 7 rebounds. Did I say 8 assists a moment ago for Bugs? I meant 8 rebounds. But 3 players close to double-doubles. And the last time Baylor had 3 players who hit double digits in a couple of categories came back on December 1st, 2024 against Louisiana Tech. Jada Walker had 14 points and 10 assists. Bugs, 13 points, 12 rebounds, and Bella had 10 points and 10 rebounds. So that's a hustle stat that we'll just continue to watch here in this game. Again, Baylor all over UCF, 70-32.
I mean, again, you mentioned this, Lori. Everyone on the Baylor roster has taken a shot today. It's either 50% or over that from the floor. Baylor with a turnover out of the media timeout as Yuting Dunn's pass is interception by Crystal Ison. They feed it in to Samari Bankhead, who takes it all the way for the layup. 70-34. Baylor with the basketball and the lead. 3.5 to play in the third. Talia Scott slows it down as she walks across midcourt. Feeds a cutting Yuting Dunn. Spins her way inside. Turnaround jumper. Splash. Yuting Dunn. 5 points off the bench today. And it's nice to see her back-to-back games where she's hit a couple of buckets.
And especially after a turnover that led to a run-out score. She was just determined, squared up in the paint, and just knocked down that jumper.
Whistle away from the ball as a Bear hits the deck. We've got a foul called on Ngodu.
Looks like it's Bugs.
She is about to be helped up by her teammates, and she is.
Almost looked like she was just like. Yeah, let's see.
That's an offensive foul on Kyla Ngodu, her first, team's first.
She just got
May be a little bruised or got the wind knocked out. She's walking off, all right, under her own power, just in some pain. Kira Pemberton checks in. Pemberton had a bucket against TCU on Thursday. Pemberton averaging 2.3 per game off the bench for the Bears this season. She takes the feed from Talia Scott, cuts right to the basket, and she's fouled.
That's what she's known for, putting the ball on the floor and going in and scoring. And that was the kind of play that, started from Talia Scott, giving up the basketball. And wow, did Kira have a head of steam.
Kira Pemberton hitting 79% of her free throws this year. First free throw, no good. One more coming. Lori, in shoot-around, the team runs this weave drill, in which always begins with Coach Nikki, Coach Tony, and Michael Mata, Director of Ops. The way Baylor is scoring in this game, if the second free throw is good, you might be able to just, throw Michael Mata in there just real quick. Let him get a quick bucket. Kyla Abraham will check in for the Bears on the next dead ball. Pemberton joins the ranks of the scores as here's Ngodu taking the feed, missing the jumper from just inside the free throw line. Rebound batted around to the arc. Ison with the offensive board for UCF. Feeds it down low. There's an extra pass outside to Cox. 2 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the third quarter. All Bears in this one. Here is a jumper that's good by Cox. That makes it 73-36. Bears continue to more than double up UCF with 2:20 to play here in the third. Talia Scott, who has a game-high 24 points, has her post feed knocked away, stolen by Chandler Roberts. She bounces it ahead to Cox, takes it to the bucket and lays it in. Cox has 6 points for them. Their leading scorer is Samari Bankhead with 7, and she is one off that pace. Yuting Dunn drives to the free throw line, feeds it outside to Pemberton, knifes inside, loses her balance, throws it to the perimeter where it's stolen by Chandler Roberts. Markayla Johnson got a hand on the pass, and then as everyone chases after it at midcourt, a foul is going to go loose ball style against UCF. That is on Chandler Roberts. Kyla Abraham will check in for the Bears. Pemberton to play it in. That foul on Chandler Roberts is her third, and it's the fourth on the night.
Okay, Baylor take care of the basketball here. Had a little flurry of turnovers.
And a bit of a stoppage here as the Bears are about to play it in. UCF's got to make a late substitution. Maya Hansel checks in for the Knights. So they're going deep into their bench. They've already been dealing with injuries, and they go further in here. Talia Scott has it off the inbound for the Bears. Around an Abraham screen, cuts down the lane, left side, feeds it out to Pemberton. Pemberton with a hard drive, gets inside, has her shot blocked out of bounds with 102 seconds to play in the third. Bears will play it in with 16 seconds to shoot. She gets the ball. She's going right to the basket. Baylor to play it in from the baseline. It's Talia Scott feeding in the corner to Markayla Johnson. Retreats beyond the three-point arc. Now attacks again to the free throw line. Pulls up from the mid-range and cannot quite get the roll. It hit the back of the front of the rim and then rolled off. Cox running the other way for UCF. She pulls up and leaves the jumper too strong. Offensive board by Ngodu. Ngodu throws it off the back of the rim. No. Baylor comes away with the board. It's Yuting Dunn giving it off to Talia Scott, who has 24 points on just 9 field goal attempts. Scott to the free throw line, pulls up and leaves the jumper short in a crowd. And Ngodu collects the rebound. Baylor is up 73-38 with a minute to play here in the third quarter. Cox has the feed high on the left side. They're going to spin it around to Hansel, now to Bankhead, their leading scorer. Bankhead outside to Hansel with Dunn guarding her. Pushes it ahead to Ngodu, fakes a pass, drives inside, spins, and hits the turnaround jumper. Foul on Ngodu. Now has 6 points, and we've got a whistle and a foul called on Ison, trying to cut off Talia Scott from taking the inbound pass. That foul on Ison is her second. It's the team's fifth, and it's going to send Baylor to the free throw line with 42.1 seconds to play. UCF has scored 6 straight, but the Bears still lead by 33, 73-40. And as Scott goes to the free throw line, Lori, this game is not in doubt. Baylor is going to win it as Jana Van Geitenbeek prepares to check back in. The first free throw good by Talia Scott. I think the big key now is finishing strong, not getting sloppy, not getting loose, but finishing with that same kind of intensity that you began the game.
Exactly. You got another 10 minutes to play, and you certainly want to be able to finish this one strong.
Talia hits them both. Jana Van Geitenbeek will check in and replace her. And, for some of these players off the bench, this is a golden opportunity to get some good run and to put some good film out there, to not just come into the game, but extend the way your team has been playing. 33 seconds to play in the third quarter. Ison has it for UCF. Feeds Savannah Scott, who throws it back in between the circles to Cox. About 12 seconds between the clocks. UCF with the ball. Here's Cox driving inside, putting up a runner and throwing it in over Kyla Abraham. Nice play there by Cox. Baylor can play for the third quarter's last shot, up 73-42. We're down to 10 seconds to go. Jana Van Geitenbeek hands it off to Kira Pemberton, and a whistle and an offensive foul is called on Jana Van Geitenbeek as she bangs into Kiana Cox. That's Jana's first and the team's third, and now the Knights can play for the last shot. They need to go three-quarter court with 8 seconds to go. They play it into Cox slowly across midcourt with 4, with 3. Lost the dribble. Now she's going to have to throw it up from near midcourt and misses as the third quarter concludes. All Bears in this one. They lead 75-42 as we head to the fourth quarter. I want to say hello to everyone watching on our Next Link Courtside Cam. Next Link, reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Baylor by 33, 75-42 as we enter the fourth on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Baylor 75, UCF 42 as we head to the fourth quarter. Remember, a Baylor win today and a West Virginia loss means that Baylor and TCU would be tied for first place in the Big 12, and the Bears can only do their part, and they are in position to do so. Lori, and the theme of choose your own adventure. Do you want a great individual stat offensively or defensively, or a great team stat individually or defensively? What do you want?
But I've got to start with defense.
You've got to start with defense. Well, how about this? Baylor has outscored UCF off of turnovers 21-8. And on the glass here has a 27-21 rebounding lead over the Knights. Baylor also has held them to just 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. Right. So they're
that's a good adventure now. Okay, let's go ahead and do the offensive adventure.
Well, Baylor shooting 62% from the field and 53% from beyond the arc. 26 points for Talia Scott, 11 for Bella Fauntleroy, 10 for Dariana Little Paige Bugs, 10 for Jana Van Geitenbeek. Jana needs 2 assists for a double-double. Bugs needs 2 rebounds for a double-double. Bella needs 3 rebounds from a double-double. And I mean, the way this game's gone, I don't think anyone's approaching a triple-double, but it's just the way this game has gone, it kind of has that kind of feel. But still, 3 players within sniffing distance of a double-double. Very impressive in a Big 12 game.
True.
No less.
But this is the biggest opportunity right here for role players to get extended minutes and to continue that momentum that Baylor has had for 75% of this game.
Baylor with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Jana has it, top of the arc, dancing with icing on her. Feeds it to Markayla, who comes and gets on the right edge. She throws it inside to Nelms, who fumbles. Gets it back. Nelms with 4 points and 3 rebounds off the bench in the first half back in her home state. Markayla Johnson dancing inside, draws the foul on Bankhead. It's Bankhead's first and the team's first. And again, Lori, it's really been all Baylor from the early portions of this game. You want to make sure you finish strong. And, certainly a couple of these veterans out here right now, Van Geitenbeek and Abraham can go a long way towards setting that tone here as Jana takes the handoff back from Abraham. 15 seconds to shoot. Jana attacks the bucket, has her shot blocked out of bounds, and she'll play it in with 12 seconds to shoot. Looking, Jana from the baseline bounces it inside to Nelms, takes the feed on the left block, scoops it up, misses, got her own rebound, puts it back up and in. She does have a really nice touchdown there. That was not necessarily a great look as far as her visually seeing the back bucket, but she knew where it was, she knew where she was, and she was able to flip it in.
Well, she was able to be very physical pulling down that offensive rebound, but she does flip the ball so well.
Cox shoots a three and knocks it down for UCF. She's been their best player today. They're first in double digits with 11.
Yeah, she has 4 of their last 5 buckets.
Minute gone, fourth quarter. Baylor up 77-45. Markayla Johnson has it left edge. Angles inside, leans in, scoops it up, misses. Rebound loose. She grabs it along the baseline, and a jump ball is called. It's going to go back to the Knights. Jana Van Geitenbeek with 10 points, playing out there with Dunn, Nelms, Abraham, and Johnson. UCF has Bankhead, Eisen, Hansel, Cox, and Scott out there on the offensive end. Eisen drives inside and lays it in. She made a beeline to the basket, angling from the left edge, and that makes it 77-47. Here's Jana Van Geitenbeek with Scott out to contest. Now Nelms has it left edge. Nelms looks inside to Abraham, instead goes back outside to Van Geitenbeek. Nelms now moves to the top of the key, setting a screen. There's a lob down low. Nice grab in a crowd. Kick out from Nelms to Dunn, whose three is too strong. And a whistle. And a foul is going to go against Kiana Cox inside. Loose ball going after the foul. That's her second and the team's second. Baylor by 30 with 8 minutes and 12 seconds to play. Van Geitenbeek from the baseline, bucket to her left. Needs to get it in, and that's a 5-second violation. Dunn flashed into the corner at the last minute there, but couldn't get the pass in, and that's a turnover. Clock running, 8:10 to play as the Knights back on the offensive end. Eisen at midcourt, moves to the left side of the floor. Spins it to Cox up top. She has 11 points. Cox pulls up with the defender in her face, and she's feeling it, knocks it down. She had Jana Van Geitenbeek right on her, but she hit the pull-up from about 16 feet away. That makes it 77-49. Dunn has it right edge for the Bears. Sees a lane to the bucket, drives inside. She hits, but she is called for the offensive foul, and that's going to give it back to the Knights. And Dunn stays down as we are going to have a stoppage in play. You hope that she is all right. She drove inside, hit the layup, and was called for the charge. And she's being attended to by Coach Caleb, by a trainer, I beg your pardon, Shalisa Fonza, Baylor strength coach Caleb Kruger. And it gets quiet in here as she is being attended to and appears to be in some discomfort as she continues to lay down. She drove inside. She was at the top of the arc, Lori. She drove inside, saw lane, hit the runner, but was called for the offensive foul, and somewhere in there got tangled up somehow ended up down on the ground and is in some pain, and she is, again, being looked at. Nezgoryanova will check in, and we've got kind of a stoppage in play as both teams go back to their benches to talk with the coaches while she continues to be looked at. Now UCF's trainer is going to make her way over there as well. And that's tough. This is going to take a few minutes. In fact, let's go ahead and pause and come back here. Baylor is up 77-49, but Yuting Dunn appears to be injured on a drive to the bucket and is being attended to. We'll come back with more after this in Orlando on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
It looks like that she was touching her neck. I mean, Shalisa was.
Back here in Orlando, where we have an injury timeout, Yuting Dunn hurt on a drive to the bucket, and she continues to lay on the floor here. Baylor up 77-49 with 7:45 to play, but right now everyone in the arena quiet and concerned for Yuting Dunn, who, after being called for an offensive foul on a drive, somehow ended up on the floor. And she is in some kind of pain, being attended to by trainer Chalisa Fonzo. We'll see if we can get a good look at what transpired. But Lori, obviously they're being very careful as
she just went down hard on her backside.
She went down very hard on her back. Yeah. She kind of immediately reached for her lower back. Yeah. Immediately reached for her lower back, and she may be is she being helped up? I'm blocked out. She continues to stay down here. Yeah, she hit the floor hard. I mean, she can elevate in a way most players can't, and she was up near the bucket, called, and as she came down, she landed hard on her back and let out a yell in pain, and continues to stay down. And now she must be getting up, because as the fans start to applaud, you just hope that she's all right. She's sitting up.
Okay.
But that's a good thing. Good thing to see.
It is, especially when when you see a stretcher over in the corner, but they were able to stop and just to wait just a minute before they came out on the court. So, goodness.
Well, this is obviously player safety is paramount, and they're taking every precaution to get her up the right way. And now she is up and receiving applause from the crowd. That's great to see. Boy, she hit the floor hard there.
And you're right about elevation from Dunn, just going up, and she got turned around. And so when she came down, she wasn't able to break her fall at all. It's like the bottom part of her back hit the ground, and you feel that. It just, oh my goodness.
Another round of applause from the strong Baylor contingent here, as well, as she's taken back to the locker room, walking very gingerly with the assistance off the floor of trainer Chalisa Fonza and strength coach Caleb Kruger. So certainly you hope that she is all right. It's a good sign that she's walking off even with the assistance. So Inez Goryanova is in for the first time in place of her. Inez playing her, despite being from Bulgaria and England, played her high school ball here in Florida. Now we're back to it.
We forgot another Florida.
UCF with the ball out of the timeout. A drive by Ison. She feeds it inside. And a foul called on the Bears. That is Kayla Nelms, her first. And that's the second on the Bears here in this fourth quarter. 7:39 to play. Baylor up 77-49. Knights play it in. They get it back outside to Cox, who's too strong on a three this time. And from the right side, she misses. Kyla Abraham with the weak side rebound. Nesgoryanova running the point for the Bears, flings it ahead to Abraham. Now hits Van Geitenbeek. Van Geitenbeek lobs it down low to Abraham, slipping to the basket, lays it in.
And Abraham again, better from her left hand, and she not even putting the ball on the floor. That was just a really nicely done play. The slip screen.
And now UCF called for an offensive foul. Savannah Scott, too aggressive setting up. That is her second and the team's third. It's going to go back to the Bears, up by 30 with 7:10 to play in this one.
We were talking about double-doubles, and Van Geitenbeek's nearly there, 10 points and 9 assists. Might get another one here. Oh, nope.
Nelms passes up a driving shot, which was a good call on her part.
Yes,
Kicks it in the corner, and they're going to get it back up top to Goryanova, who nearly loses it. Does, but Abraham chases it down. She gives it off to Markayla Johnson with 10 to shoot. With 9, Markayla dancing, ripping inside, kicking it out to Abraham. Pops a jumper from the free throw line, and it's too strong. And the rebound to UCF. 6 minutes, 38 seconds to play and counting in this one. It is Eisen around the screen, angling inside and flinging it off the back rim. No from in close. Rebound batted into the hands of Kyla Abraham. Under 6.5 to play. Here is Goryanova. Racing into the front court, stopping at the left edge, lobbing it inside to Nelms. Uses her body or leverage, gets good position and flings it in. Kayla Nelms, Lori, with now 8 points off the bench.
And she, with her ability, again, with that left hand, she just has such a touch all around that inner circle of the lane.
Here's Cox inside, spinning it out to Eisen under 6 minutes to go. Eisen leans in and misses the scoop from the left block. Rebound to the Bears. Here's Goryanova feeding Markayla Johnson left corner. Markayla penetrates, then retreats, now drives again. Gives it off to Goryanova. Goryanova, left edge. Around an Abraham screen, puts up a runner and rolls in. Goryanova with the bucket. She's now 3 of 6 from the floor in this season, which was, obviously didn't play until Big 12 play, so not a lot of shots, but 3 of 6 in her field goal attempts. And now with 5:20 to play, UCF back the other way. Baylor is up by 34 points. Going to send it out to Eisen, who unloads a 3, too strong. Abraham collects the rebound. Baylor is led by as many as 39 points in this one. The lead is 35 at the moment. Pass inside to Nelms, falls back, glasses it in. She's in double figures now with 10. Baylor on a 6-0 run, make that an 8-0 run, and the lead is back to 36. Kira Pemberton will return for the Bears the next opportunity as we're halfway through the fourth quarter in this one. All Bears in Orlando. Cox around to Savannah Scott. Creek puts up an awkward runner, misses, and Nelms collects the rebound. Here is rim running Abraham taking the feed and laying it in, and the Bears are pushing the lead once again. They've scored the game's last 10 points.
Well, after giving up that 7-0 run to midway through this fourth quarter, and Baylor's just found a little bit of a rhythm.
Savannah Scott will unload a jumper from the top of the key, and it bounced about 4 or 5 times before falling through. Savannah Scott, who had 8 points against the Bears in Waco, has just 4 today, and Coach Nicky calls a substitution timeout to get Ella Brow and Kira Pemberton in the game. Couple assists there for Jenna Van Geitenbeek. She has the double-double now, 10 points, 11 assists. It's her second double-double of her Baylor career, and you would expect that her day is done with 4:14 to go. Talia Scott appears to be done as well with 26 points on 8 of 10 shooting. The Bears have Goryanova, Nelms, Brow, Abraham, and Pemberton out there. Brow, left edge, cuts inside, kicks it out to Goryanova. Catch and shoot 3 is good. And Nesgoryanova hits her first 3 in a Baylor uniform. It's 90-51. Here's Bracey back in, spinning wildly, cut off by Brow. Sends it out to Mahogany Chandler-Roberts. Further out left edge to Eisen. 3:45 to play. Eisen sees a lane to the bucket, and that lane is closed by Kyla Abraham. Blocking it out of bounds with 12 seconds to shoot. 3:41 to play. 12 seconds to shoot on the clock for UCF after they play it in. Second block for Abraham today as Eisen plays it into Cox. Catch and shoot left side, no good from mid-range. Another rebound for Kyla Abraham. Abraham with 4 points, 6 boards for the Bears. Goryanova tries to lob it inside to Nelms, but Nelms was a little too far inside. The pass was a little too far outside. Turnover gives it back to UCF. Baylor is up 90-51 here in Orlando, matching their largest lead of the afternoon. Ison, high left side. Goryanova out to pick her up. A substitution lineup in for Coach Nicky, really able to go deep into the bench here. Ison outside to Chandler Roberts. Contested three, no good. Another rebound by Kyla Abraham. That's her 7th off the bench. Goryanova harassed in the backcourt by Ison, but she clears the midcourt stripe with a second and a half or so to spare. Under 3 minutes to go. Goryanova thought she had a lane to the bucket, but a block by Ison will force the Bears to play it in from the baseline with 16 seconds to shoot. Coach Nicky able to go deep into the bench here. Goryanova, Brow, Pemberton, and then Nelms and Abraham out there, the post players. Baylor's inbound is stolen by Samari Bankhead. Bankhead weaving into the front court, wants to attack Abraham and gets her off her feet. That's a blocking foul. Abraham with her first, team's third. And that'll send Bankhead to the free throw line. Bankhead a 68% free throw shooter. Bears have scored 13 of the last 15 points in this game. Hit 5 of their last 6 shots, and meanwhile have held UCF to just 1 of their last 9. Free throw up by Bankhead is good. She's got 1 more coming. Second one also is good. It's been all Bears from the early going in this when they outscored UCF 27-13 in the first quarter and never did look back. Second half's been a little closer, but still all Bears. Nelms takes the pass in a crowd, fouled on her way to the bucket. She'll go to the free throw line. Kayla Nelms with another strong effort off the bench for the Bears, and you know she likes playing here in her home state. You want to see her do well, and she has done so here today. She goes to the free throw line where she is hitting a 75% clip on the year, and she calmly drains the first. Nelms now, Lori, has reached double figures in 2 of her last 3 games. Her career high is 15, and with this free throw, she has reached 12. Baylor 92, UCF 53, 150 seconds to go in this one. It's Ison spinning it over to Cox. Cox looks inside. Ella Brow out there guarding her. She gingerly moves to the right baseline. 12 seconds to shoot. Races back to the arc and is bumped by Ella Brow. And that'll reset the shot clock to 20. Brow hit with the foul. Ella Brow picks up her 2nd foul, and that's the 4th on the Bears. UCF will be shooting the penalty for the last 2:15, but again, all Bears in this one up 92-53. Ison will play it in from the baseline, finds Cox left corner, edge of the arc, couple of dribbles, now wants to drive inside on Brow, feeds it outside to Ison, extra pass to Bankhead up top, and she knocks down a 3. They executed that well, but still 92-56, Baylor by 36. Under 2 minutes to go now. Goryanova, who has 5 points, a career high for her, feeds it over to Ella Brow, and Brow is fouled.
Well, Brow's the only Baylor player who has not scored yet.
And she's going to get the opportunity to do so at the free throw line. Brow has yet to attempt a field goal in the game she's played, but she's going to get an opportunity to dent the scoring column from the free throw line here. Brow looking for her first points as a Bear after drawing the foul on Jacoria Bracey. First free throw spins out. She's got 1 more coming. Ella Brow, redshirt junior from Palm Beach, Australia, by way of SMU. It's a deep breath, a couple of dribbles, free throw up, and it's good. And she is in the scoring column now. Baylor up 93-56 with 1:50 to go. Cox with it, high right side. Beats it up top to Bracey, steps in but won't try the 3. Gives it off to Ison and outside to Bracey once again. Bracey inside, kicks it back out to Bankhead. Good look at a 3, and she knocks it down again. Bankhead now their leading scorer with 15 points. The Baylor lead is 34 with just under 90 seconds to go, and another UCF foul, this one on Crystal Eisen. Her second and the team's fourth, and that's going to send the Bears back to the free throw line where they are 14 of 19, 74% on the game. You know, Baylor has shot at least 16 free throws now in 6 straight games and are hitting just under 80% in that stretch. So they've been getting to the line and converting. And now Inez Goryanova will attempt her first free throw as a Bear. That one kicks out. She's got one more coming. Everyone on the roster has played. Everyone who has played has scored. Goryanova, a career-high 5 points. And she misses the second free throw. She missed them both, and Bankhead has the rebound. And at 23 and counting left, the Bears in their part here, bouncing back from that tough game on Thursday as Bankhead flings it in. She's fouled. Came out strong in this one, Lori, and gave Coach Nicky the opportunity to put a lineup out there, really rest the starters and get some good run for Brow, Goryanova, Pemberton. I mean, Nelms had a good first half. She's had a strong second half as well. Abraham, the veteran, out there, and it's nice to have that option as Bankhead goes to the free throw line and hits the first.
Yeah, especially the number of minutes that Baylor's role players have had the opportunity to get in.
Second free throw no good. Nelms with the board.
And be effective and play valuable minutes. And, you know, just to keep Baylor. Baylor is still shooting 60% for the game.
Here is Brow moving to the left side of the floor. Pemberton cutting back into the corner. Under a minute to go. And a whistle. And that's an offensive foul on the Bears. It's going to give it back to UCF with 57 seconds to play. Coming up on the First Center Credit Union postgame show, we'll talk to Bears head coach Nikki Collin and Ella Brow, who scored her first point in a Baylor uniform today. UCF with it. Bracey's going to unload a three, misses badly. Offensive rebound bounces around to UCF. She gives it to Cox. Cox nearly throws it away, but Ice in there to save it. Goes cross court to right, unloads a three, and knocks it down. That makes it 93-63 with 37 seconds to go. They bombed away here in the fourth quarter and hit a few of them. 6 of 21 from downtown after Baylor had held them to just one of their first 13. Baylor is going to drain the shot clock here with 24 seconds to go and about 10 seconds between the clocks. Ella Brow looks over at Coach Nicky, now starts the drive with 8 to shoot, around an Abraham screen, spins it to Nelms with 5 to shoot, with 4 to shoot, throws it in the corner, nearly thrown away, and it's going to stay with the Bears. It'll have to be a catch and shoot off the inbounds with 1.8 seconds left. Opportunity for Inez Goryanova to try to execute. And she will look to play it in. Finds Ella Brow. Brow off the dribble for 3, and it's off the back rim. No offensive rebound by Goryanova, and that's going to do it. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. All Bears in this one. They win it 93-63. Well, Baylor bounced back. That's what they've done all year. And Lori, this was a team they should beat, and they did soundly. Really kind of felt like they came in focused and did an amazing job of just kind of burying UCF early. And the final score, honestly, isn't indicative, I don't think, of how much Baylor dominated this game.
They were just really outstanding from the get-go. 27 points in that first quarter. I think they showed that they were ready to go. And Talia Scott was ready to go in her home state of Florida. So was Kayla Nelms. But across the board, everybody played, everybody contributed. And of course, now our prayers are with UT Dunn as you know, she hit the floor hard on her back earlier. She was able to get up and walk back to the locker room, and we hope she's doing well. But you know, that's where the team turns around and says thanks to the Baylor crowd behind us. You could hear them throughout the game, and they were enthusiastic and just really cheering on Baylor today.
First Central Credit Union postgame show is straight ahead here. Baylor 93-63 winners today over UCF in Orlando, and we'll tell you more about it after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Hello, check, check, check. Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
I know you just want to talk about the start. Anything else you want me to jump in on? Let me look. Just. I mean, it's one you're just so glad. Oh, no.
Oh, hey, now have a seat. Congrats. Good game. Yep, Vron, that's my wife's Instagram post. Yes. There you go. Hold on. You're not going to hear anything for a second. I'm going to do a better job of this for you. All Bears today as they get back to their winning ways in Orlando, defeating UCF 93-63 as we welcome you into the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. Baylor moves to 11-3 in Big 12 play, and if TCU were to beat West Virginia tonight, Baylor and TCU would be tied for first place in the Big 12 once again. As we're joined by Kayla Nelms. Kayla, this is becoming a regular thing here. 2 of your last 3 games, you've reached double digits, and this was a great team effort today in the win. Kayla, you finished with 12 points and 6 rebounds, but everybody was involved. It just sure looked like after that disappointing loss on Thursday, you all came out really determined and focused to quickly set the tone. Is that the way it was, and how did you all do so effectively?
Yeah, I just think that after that loss that, we just needed to come together as a team and lean on each other and have each other's backs so that we could come here and win.
What have you all learned? You look at your record now, 22-5. It's a great record. What have you all learned about bouncing back after disappointment? Because you all have done that very well this year. What has helped you all? I think, what is it about this team that after a loss, it just seems like you get right back to it so quickly?
I mean, I just think that, we don't want to lose, and, we want a ring. With the amount of seniors that we have, they deserve it. So, after these losses, we need to come back and just show everybody who we are so that everybody sees that we're Baylor and we deserve a ring.
Kayla, you came in to Baylor with Inez Gorianova, and you got to play some valuable minutes on the floor together. She assisted on one of your baskets. She got a bucket and a 3 as well. How great is it to be able to play with Inez?
It's amazing. I love Nez. Especially, she's my roommate as well back in Waco, so I love Nez so much. And I think that was probably the first time I played significant minutes with her. So it was great to, have that chemistry with her on the court.
And we could call her a Florida girl as well. So that we could put together 3 Florida girls with great performances today.
Yeah.
Well, you look at that, Lori, as we visit with Kayla Nelms. Kayla finished with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Get some encouragement from Bella Fauntleroy. You've got Talia Scott, who's from up near Jacksonville. She had 26 points in just 24 minutes, and then Inez Goryanova, a career-high 5 points off the bench for her. Well, what does it mean to you all when you get those opportunities, the way you all come through, you with another double-digit game, but then also to see Ella Brow score, to see Nez have a career-high. You don't always know when your opportunity comes, but it seems like you always are ready when it does come.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're always being told, like, stay ready. Like, you never know when you're going to be put in. So for them to get that opportunity and to be able to produce like they did, it's an amazing feeling.
Now, Kayla, I remember when we talked to you when we played in Kissimmee over at Disney.
Yep.
And you're from Miami. You have a lot of family in Orlando. How many people did you have here cheering you on today?
I had about 30 people here. 32
Yeah,
people here.
that's great.
Amazing.
They were cheering loudly for you. What did it mean to you? I mean, a great performance, 12 points and 6 rebounds. I know you'd just be happy with a win, but what did it mean to perform so well? 5 of 6 from the floor with them here.
It's amazing. When I play, I really do it. I do it for the name across my jersey and then for them as well. They're a big part of my life, and I get emotional talking about it, but I love my family so much.
Well, we're proud of you and really excited that they got to see you play. And you look at this, Kayla, you just continue to do more and more for this team, and excited to see what's ahead. Really proud that you can play so well in front of them. Thank you for joining. Hey, this is becoming a regular thing. We'll have to keep talking to you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Kayla
you.
Nelms joining us here on the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Great job here with us, and a great job on the floor as well for her. And Lori, you can hear him. You can hear him cheering for her now. And boy, she was. I'm touched by that, Lori. That was a nice moment there, and she gets a big hug from family, and very deserving. So, in fact, for those of you watching on the Next Link Courtside cam, you can see that she is really being what's the word, feted by the crowd here, and deservedly so. All Bears in this one, 93-63, the final score. We're going to hear from Coach Nicky a little bit later on. We're going to look at stats and scores again. With this Baylor win now, Baylor will be no worse than a half game out of first place in the Big 12 today. And if TCU were to beat West Virginia, Baylor and TCU would be tied for first place. So the Bears did their part today, and now I'm not saying it's not easy to root for purple, but right now that's I think the best thing for Baylor, and so we'll see if Baylor can finish the night in first place.
Yeah, the great thing is that they controlled what they could control today, and now we will just find out what happens in that game in Fort Worth tonight. But Baylor today, a 30-point win over UCF, significant time on the floor for from bench players. I don't know.
The whole roster played. The whole roster
everybody
played.
Everybody scored. It was just such a great opportunity. And for Kayla Nelms to talk about, I have not played meaningful minutes with Nez Goryanova.
Yeah. And no one on the roster played fewer than 7 minutes. That doesn't normally play out that way, certainly not in a Big 12 game.
Yeah, and he absolutely needed something like this because Talia needed to. Talia just let it go. She just what a performance by her. Jana had the opportunity to turn it over to Ella and to Nez, and Kyla got a chance to play some long minutes as well. So everybody played. Everybody did what they needed to do, and took care of business today. That's all. This was a business trip, and Baylor took care of business.
93-63, the final. We'll take a timeout here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show, and when we come back, we'll look at stats. We'll hear from Coach Nicky and get you ready for what is next, and that's a date with the Texas Tech Lady Raiders in Lubbock on Wednesday night. But for now, we'll enjoy this one. 93-63, the final in Orlando here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
MSRP. Ford owners get an extra $2,000 in bonus savings, or step up to a 2025 Jeep Gladiator and take $12,000 off MSRP. Inventory's moving fast and selections are getting thin, so don't wait. Hurry to Allen Samuels Dodge in Waco, your friend in the car business. Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it. Ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Have you been to the new location of Green Eye Associates yet? You'll still receive the same award-winning service and excellent care from Dr. Green and her dedicated optometrists and staff. But now conveniently located in Woodway, right off of Highway 84. Come see the expanded optical showroom and be sure to ask about innovative services like IPL treatments for dry eye symptoms and the brand new sports vision technology. Green Eye Associates, the official optometrists of Baylor Athletics.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or
All Bears today in Orlando as 12th-ranked Baylor defeats UCF 93-63, leading from the early stages of the game, never looking back, as we're joined now by Bears head coach Nikki Collin. Our post-game comments, as always, brought to you by Alliance Bank, your Central Texas business bank. Well, Coach Nikki, appreciate you being with us. It feels to me like the obvious headline is the team came out focused, came out playing well, and almost determined to just kind of, if there was a bad taste, get it out of your mouth quickly, and obviously y'all did so, leading by 14 at the end of one and having 52 points at halftime. Is that the headline in your mind, or is that what it looked like what it was?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job of understanding that our advantage was going to be our pace early. I thought our execution and the actions we ran to get Talia shots early was really good. And then just our flow. I thought we did a good job. I know we had no turnovers through 12 minutes in the game, and I thought during that stretch we were really locked in. And granted, I will say this, we were doing a couple things. We had our starting guards out there, but we also were kind of like, I was probably controlling a little bit more of the game flow in terms of the plays we were running, and we got them out of their man. They went zone. I thought we executed against their zone pretty effectively, which took us back to man. And I think when we got such a big lead, I thought that's where we got to continue to grow. In terms of just like our ball control, like what do we, it doesn't become, the reason you got the lead is because the ball was moving around. It was going to the most open player. We were playing with pace and transition. When you start to get in the mode of like, well, I'm the only one that hasn't scored, or I want to make a play, that's when you start to look bad. And it's like you think that'll make you look good, but it actually doesn't. And so that's where we got into a little trouble, I thought. And then I thought our turnovers late were a direct result, quite frankly, of playing lineups that don't normally play together. We don't know the out-of-bounds plays when Kira's at the 3 and Kayla's at the 4. Like we just don't, and then we don't just turn and screen somebody to get somebody open. And so some of that's on me, but you want to get these guys all an opportunity in extended minutes. And so the only way to do that is to maybe play them out of position a little bit. But we're probably not going to get a good rating on synergy on our 2-3 zone there at the end. But, I thought for the most part, when we executed, we did a really good job of sharing the basketball.
Yeah, you look at that today, the team with 19 assists, Shanna Van Geitenbeek with 11, 5 in double figures. Everyone scored as we visit with Coach Nikki. Early on, our rim running got you some easy buckets. Now those were just a few of the 35 field goals you hit, but When you execute off a rim run, that kind of hustle, does it kind of spark everyone on the floor when you execute that?
Well, I think especially with our fives, I think our advantage we knew coming in is we're not going to win a low post matchup. With Savannah Scott. We're just not going to win that low post matchup. So where's our advantage? Our advantage is in transition running. Our advantage is screening and rolling behind. And if I had to say something that I wish we'd have done better, we needed to play under. When their ball screen when it was in drop coverage, we needed to do a better job playing under the defense. We tried to play over the defense, and that's where some of our turnovers came in to play with our starting guards, that are going to handle it a lot and be in those situations more often. So, but at the end of the day, it's about winning. It's about seeing the ball go through the basket. It's about taking care of business on the road. It's about continuing to stay in first place and control your own destiny. And so, I told them, and I thought our crowd, because of Kyla and Kayla and the group that they brought to Leah, gave us some energy. But I told them they're going to have to create their own energy. This isn't a place that's going to create the energy for you. And I thought our pace early and our execution early created that tempo. I think, when Talia makes shots early, it just everybody relaxes. Because she can make tough plays look easy, and then it opens up easy plays, for other people. And then all of a sudden you start to see Bugs knock down those trail threes, and, you feel like, okay, when we're doing that, no one can guard us. That's the reality of this team. When you create pace and great spacing, you become hard to guard, and it doesn't matter who the other team is. And we're going to have a totally different task on Wednesday. This is a team that doesn't press. We're going to face the press on Wednesday and have to be better than we were the last time and better than we were, against other teams' presses.
Coach Nikki, can we talk a little history just real quickly? Dariana Littlepage Bugs, again, just moved past Melissa Smith for number 5 all-time in rebounds. She had 8 today, and she has Kalani Brown in her sights. And sometimes Bugs is up there with some of the Baylor greats.
It's just, you just watch her, and at times, we can get frustrated with KJ because she doesn't grab as many rebounds, but then you realize that KJ is boxing out of 5, and Bugs is just flying in and getting it, And so sometimes it's more to do. It's less about, whether KJ gets rebounds or whether Kyla gets rebounds, and more about them keeping their player off the glass, because Bugs is going to go. And so you saw there at the end, because all of a sudden Kyla's guarding 4s, Kyla grabbed all the defensive rebounds down the stretch in the game. And it was kind of the same thing. Kayla's working to keep people off the glass. Kyla's just going and getting it. And so there's a difference in, mentalities in those situations. And you can count on that from Bugs. There's just not a possession she's like, oh, someone else might get it. She doesn't ever assume anyone else is going to go get it.
Well, Coach Nikki, you don't get many opportunities like this. You put yourself in position to be able to really empty the bench. You look at Talia Scott. Only had to play her 24 minutes. Jana, 26 minutes. That's the pace she's been on this year. That's nothing. How meaningful was it to give them a rest? And, you mentioned that lineup you didn't see out there a lot, but Ella Brow gets her first point. You saw Pemberton score. Everyone scored. How important is that in the course of, especially this point in the season?
Yeah, I think just showing up at practice every day, and working and understanding everybody has a different role, and every role is valuable, but sometimes, it's still hard. I've always said one of my strengths as a coach, or something I actually understand, is what it means to be the 12th person in the game, or the 9th person in the game, or the one that doesn't come out until there's 3 minutes to go. And I felt all of that as a player. And I didn't want it any less when I went in late in the game. And so, being able to give them opportunity, this time of year, it's more valuable that your starters get the rest than it is that you get to give your bench those minutes. It's more valuable long-term for that. But it's also just for psyche and, showing up for your teammates every day. Nez showed a little bit of what she's capable of. She's got to be tighter with her handle. She's got to not want to make a home run play on every possession and just allow. She's a really elite passer, but it's the whole idea of wanting something to be there that's not, that she's still got to trust that she can get off the ball. And it might come back to her and it might not, but that's okay because she's got teammates that can make the play. But it's good to begin to see like the things that she can do. You look at what did we struggle with that group. We struggled defensively, so that's that, like them understanding that there's a reason why that first group plays more minutes or our rotation plays more minutes. And you can look at it in the how many points we gave up, in that quarter because, we just don't have our rotations aren't as good. Our length isn't as good. We don't help the helper as well. And, it's good for them to see film of themselves where you try to talk about it in practice and then you get to show it here. And obviously that's not a good zone lineup. But, it was good to see their pace. It was good to see Kayla get touches inside. When they started doubling us, we went to slipping action and we got a couple easy baskets. So then they went away from trapping us. So I probably needed to make the adjustment probably 2 possessions sooner. But, hopefully, my biggest concern right now is, this plane ride home and Ting's tailbone. So, at this point.
She's doing okay. She's helping scare
I think it hurts. Anyone that's fallen on their tailbone.
Yeah,
I say the worst part about it is I really think that was an and one. In fact, I'm 100% sure when we turn it in that that's an and one opportunity. So instead of getting an and one and someone else shooting your free throw and getting hurt, you get called for a charge and you get a turnover. So you get hurt and a turnover. So I don't think that's the most ideal situation. I thought it was a really good attack by her, and she was kind of sliding by when she shot it, but she definitely fell hard on that tailbone and is probably going to be pretty uncomfortable.
Well, I hope she heals up on that soon. A big part of the bench today, 30 points for the Bears in a 93-63 win. Coach Nikki, appreciate your time. We'll talk to you in Lubbock.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bears head coach Nikki Collin following the Baylor win today, 30 points over UCF, led by as many as 39. As Coach Nikki said, that lineup there late in the game just hadn't played together a lot, but it was good to see them get that run. This is the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. We'll take a timeout and come back with stats after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows
this is the second to last break.
Patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Everything we do for you. Slam dunk benefits at First Central Credit Union. Tip off with free checking that pays cash, less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online applications, a free mobile app, secure remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member t-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Baylor fans, ready to keep it cool this season? Ice and Easy delivers premium ice, lightning fast. From tailgates to restaurants, construction sites, concerts, and races, Ice and Easy has you covered. Game day or work day, keep your drinks cold and your spirits bold. Ice and Easy, we deliver, you chill. Proud supporter of the Baylor Bears.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing zero sugar cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We welcome you back into the First Central Credit Union post-game show. All Bears today in Orlando, 93-63. The final score. We're brought to you by Rudy's, proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. With the win now, Baylor is 11-3 in Big 12 play, moving a full game ahead of Texas Tech, who they play on Wednesday evening in Lubbock. Again, as we mentioned, West Virginia and TCU play tonight at 7 o'clock in Fort Worth. If West Virginia wins, they'll remain a half game ahead of the Bears, and Baylor would be a game ahead of TCU. However, if TCU were to win, the Bears and TCU would be tied for first place in the Big 12. West Virginia has played one more game than everybody else, so there's one less chance for them to lose. Let's take a quick look at stats in this one, a 93-63 Baylor win. Baylor couldn't quite maintain the pace they were on much of the game, but still just a outstanding offensive performance. They shoot 59% from the floor, hold UCF to 41%. Baylor 50% beyond the arc, 9 of 18. UCF 6 of 21. They hit 7 of their last 9 threes after the game was already well out of reach. But Baylor still with a great performance guarding the arc. Baylor 14 of 21 from the free throw line. UCF 3 of 5. Baylor forced 15 turnovers and gave it up 17 times, but outscored UCF off of those turnovers 21-17. Baylor dominant on the glass 40-25. UCF with 2 in double figures. Samari Bankhead with 16 and Kiana Cox with 13. Baylor, meanwhile, with 5 in double figures, led by Talia Scott. She had 21 of her 26 points in the first half. She played just 24 minutes and still scored 26, 8 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown, 7 of 7 from the free throw line. She had 3 and 1s today. 12 points for Kaylin Elms and 6 rebounds off the bench in front of nearly 30 family members, approximately 30 family members. She was outstanding off the bench today. 11 points for Bella Fauntleroy, 7 rebounds, a double-double for Jenna Van Geitenbeek, the second of her career, 10 points, 11 assists for the Bears. Darian Littlepage Buggs had 10 points and 8 rebounds. Everyone on the roster played today. Everyone who played scored. Kirsten Johnson had 6, including 2 great rim runs early that helped set the tone. 5 points for Inez Goryanova, a career high for her. 5 for Yu-Ting Dunn before she left with an injured tailbone, but that is encouraging to a bruised tailbone, but it is encouraging to hear Coach Nikki say she's doing well, although it certainly doesn't sound comfortable. Hopefully she can be comfortable on the flight back home. After that, 4 points for Kyla Abraham to go along with 7 rebounds. 2 points from Arcayla Johnson. 1 point for Ella Brow. Her first point as a Bear. She was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. She also had an assist. 1 point from Kira Pemberton as well. 1 of 2 from the stripe. It all adds up to a 93-63 Baylor win today. And Lori, not a lot going on in the Big 12 today, but as we wind down, we're going to take a quick look at what else has happened. I know the big one is TCU and West Virginia tonight.
Yeah, that's coming up tonight at 7 o'clock back in the Central Time Zone. And just one other game in the Big 12 Conference today. Iowa State holds the home floor, winning 76-72 over Kansas State.
And Baylor baseball trying to go for a sweep in the season opening series against New Mexico State, has a 4-3 lead in the top of the 7th inning. Well, Lori, Baylor got off to a sizzling start and gave themselves room to breathe a little bit. Again, Coach Nikki able to empty the bench. No one played more than 26 minutes today. That's a nice thing. As Coach Nikki said, the value is in resting the starters, and that was a benefit today. And another big one. Now, they're all big this time of year. It's hard to believe now that Baylor, with a record of 11-3 in the Big 12, there's just 4 Big 12 games remaining, 2 on the road, 2 at home. Senior Day is this coming Saturday.
Oh my
but
goodness.
what is up next is a matchup against Texas Tech. Baylor's just a game ahead of them. The Big 12 standings, Texas Tech has had a resurgent year, and Baylor will play them at 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. We'll be on there at 5:30. Just keeps the drama continues.
Hey, it's February basketball. It's closer and closer to March Madness, And just hard to believe. It's like you hit February and then somebody just accelerates the calendar. But big game will be on the air again, as you just said, 5:30 on Wednesday in Lubbock. And then we will tip it off at 6 o'clock and see where we go from there. That's just what the focus is next.
Yep, and looking forward to that. And again here, the Bears with yet another road win. And Baylor will finish the day no worse than a half game out of first place in the Big 12 and potentially tied, depending on how things shake out. That's if TCU wins tonight. But again, the final, Baylor 93, UCF 63. We're going to wrap it up and head back to Waco. I want to say thanks to our producer, Cameron Savoy. As always, Cameron, we appreciate you. Speaking for him and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Again, the final, Baylor 93, UCF 63. An edition